welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George.
This is Jay.
This is Will.
And this is John.
And we are joined today by the guys from Temple of Void. Would you each introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band?
Hey, I'm Alex, and I play guitar in Temple of Void.
Mike, I do vocals.
I'm Brent, I play bass.
Well, thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys spending your Sunday evening. I did check to make sure that the Lions were not playing. No Red Wings were playing. So in case you were sports fans, you're not going to be skipping out on anything tonight. But I know we're all very excited to have you guys on because we're all fans. Me especially. I'm a kind of super fan here. Yeah, just again, thank you for coming on and spending your Sunday with us. So why don't you guys describe, in case there's somebody metalhead living under a rock somewhere who does not know Temple of Void, tell us a little bit about the band, where you guys are from, the genre, and just kind of start from there.
Well, we're from Detroit, as you alluded to with the sports teams, although we're probably the least sport-oriented band. I mean, does anyone give a shit about sports?
I don't think so.
A lot.
I was going to ask because I actually grew up in Michigan.
It's not the Michigan Cup that you had.
Yes, I am sporting, in your honor, my Michigan Wolverine football pint glass. I was wondering if anybody had watched the Michigan-Ohio State beating yesterday.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. I was eating and I saw it on the screen TV of the place I was eating at, and it was kind of dismal. I tried not to pay attention.
First half of the game was good. We were just handing it to him, and sticking it to him rather. Not the second half of the game, we handed it to him and let him just kind of take over.
Yeah, that's exactly. I came in right during the whole second half.
Yeah, that sucks. So you guys are actually in Detroit then?
No, not at all.
Not at
all. Mike's the closest, but even he's not.
Yeah, I just recently bought a house, but I'm about 10 minutes out of Detroit now.
Okay. I grew up outside Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So you know
about
how
a half
it is.
hour from there.
Okay.
Still on the side.
I mean, if we said Bloomfield Hills,
yeah,
what does that mean to anybody? But Detroit's our closest.
Sure. I was wondering if that was the case. A lot of bands do that. They're like, well, we're from here, but the closest city people know is, the big city.
It's one of those things that's like if you're talking to somebody local, it's a little bit different. But I mean, if you're talking to somebody who is not even in the same state, it's usually it's a catch-all. But yeah,
that's why I just say outside of Ann Arbor.
So you said, where are we from? What's our genre? We played Death Doom.
Yeah.
I think that's our chosen genre, and something that no matter, in my opinion, however TOV evolves over time, it's something that will always play within the confines or the box that is Death Doom. So that's our pigeonhole if you have to put us in some place.
If you have to label yourselves, which most bands hate, but I think you guys are pretty solidly in that category. So
yep.
I was gonna say I think we champion it
Yeah,
pretty well. I don't think it's like I was gonna say, I don't think anybody in the band has an aversion to label.
No, and to me, it's like when you're doing a band, it's almost like you need to create something, a vision right off the bat, and then stick to it, and be the best that you can be of that. If you're Iron Maiden, you know what you do, and you do Iron Maiden to the nth degree. If you're Bolt Thrower, you do what Bolt Thrower does. And if you're into a bunch of other stuff, you could be into rap or electronic or whatever. You don't allow that to influence what Bolt Thrower is or what Iron Maiden is.
You had me at Bolt Thrower.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we might be Death Doom. We could be into other stuff, but
sure, that
other stuff can't integrate into what we do because we want to be the best Death Doom band.
That's when you start another band to do that other style.
Exactly.
Like
I got to tell you,
we do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got to tell you, I'm sorry, George, just real quick. I got to tell you, it's refreshing to hear a band actually say, yeah, we actually like the genre that we play in, and that's what we are, because it gets kind of annoying after a while when somebody says, well, I don't like being pigeonholed. It confined me. Okay, whatever. It just sounds pretentious to me sometimes when I hear that. So it's nice to hear a band it's just nice to hear a band say, yeah, this is what we do, and that's what we're going to do, and we love it. So thank you for that.
Well, when you download your records, though, from Bandcamp, like I have, but then you put them on iTunes, like I have on my, that's how I listen to music on my computer. It says you are unknown genre, which I think is spookier. So let's just go with that.
Wait, didn't we invent a genre last night?
Nice. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't remember.
We had some people over last night. Most of the guys were over, and I don't know. We kicked around. We invented some genre that was unique to us, but it's lost in the wine.
We
and
sobered up. So
Yeah, so I don't remember what it is anymore. You'd asked us
Cooler
last.
heads prevailed.
And then 3 weeks from now, you're gonna be like, "We recorded what?"
Yeah, right.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the best song ever.
I think he's talking about the podcast. That's the worst show. What the fuck?
So you guys released your second album, Lords of Death, back in July on Shadow Kingdom Records. How has 2017 treated you so far?
Great.
yeah.
It's been a fantastic year. I feel like it was a bit of a slow burn, kind of building up a following of Terror and the Supernatural. But I think as 2017 came around and Lords of Death dropped, I feel like the response was pretty immediate, or at least immediate compared to what it was prior. And it's been very overwhelmingly positive, and I mean it's a good feeling for sure.
He just mentioned Of Terror and the Supernatural, and I just have to say at some point during this podcast how fucking much I love the cover of that record, the record as well. But it reminds me of like something from Eerie Magazine or Creepy Magazine or something.
Oh yeah, like old like San Julian and stuff like that. It's actually Bruce Pennington.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about your covers, so maybe now's a good time to do it. I mean, to steal it off there. So, so first of all, how did you get that cover, Dan? Then you just reached out to him, or?
That's a Brent Savage
yeah,
story.
Yeah. I was gonna say Brent can handle that one.
I just kind of discovered him. He did a lot of paperbacks for fantasy, sci-fi, horror back in the 70s.
Right on.
Like some of that stuff, I read it. I came across his art, especially that one. I presented it to the band, and everyone loved it, obviously. Why wouldn't you? And we got a hold of his publicist.
His buddy.
It was a friend of We didn't get a hold of Bruce directly. Nigel Suckling is who we contacted.
Great.
That sounds like something out of Spinal Tap.
I was just gonna say that.
And yeah. And we licensed it for about $200.
Nice.
No shit.
That's
man.
it.
Yeah. Well, he liked the name.
It was $300.
$300. Sorry.
Yeah, he related to Mr. Pennington. I guess Bruce liked the name, and he was interested in it. And yeah, I mean, he wasn't out there, I think, to make like a huge profit off of it. I think he was happy that people like his work. I mean, we didn't really communicate much with him.
Sent him an LP.
Yeah, we sent him copies of everything.
We have a nice picture of him holding the album.
Yeah.
up.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
You know,
I saw that on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's an even extra layer of menace in that picture too, because if I'm not mistaken, those are poppies that they're walking around. And it's very, it's so fucking 70s, dude. It's ridiculous, but it's awesome.
You brought over the what is it, the Eschatus book or whatever,
Yeah.
Paper Dragon Publishing, the Roger Dean's brothers label or like book publishing company, and we thumbed through and we were just kind of picking out stuff that we thought would fit the band best, and that one was kind of the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Who did
So
the new album cover?
Paolo Girardi.
yeah, so I have a question about that one because I've gone through a lot of the lyrics of Lords of Death, and I was looking at the album cover, and it seems like there's a lot of the lyrics and the themes of the songs are incorporated in the album cover. And so how did that come about? Like, did you send him the album? Did he listen to it? Did he read the lyrics and paint it? Or was this, again, like kind of with the Bruce Pennington thing, that it was already existing painting and it just was a huge coincidence?
No, we sent him everything, and we kicked around ideas, and Brennan suggested an undead army. So we were trolling the lyrics, he was trolling through the lyrics, and then just between a few back and forths on Facebook, we arrived at a general idea, and he just painted it, and that was it. We didn't see sketches, we didn't see anything. It was like, boom, here's a finished piece, and it was like, all right, pretty cool.
So is it mostly based on the song Deceiver in the Shadows?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we had those some of the soldiers, you see they're flying their standards.
Yeah, the Temple of Void symbol.
Yeah, sigil on it.
Yeah.
Like that we suggested to do, and
something that kind of personalizes the actual painting a little bit, So
Yeah.
because that was one of the things, where we took the Bruce Pennington piece, and the Bruce Pennington piece was actually, I think the actual title of it is called Nightfall, and it's from a Lovecraft anthology, like an old paperback one, and it's for this one we wanted something that was just ours. This is, whereas the first one, it was a licensed piece that had already existed. This is something that is ours, and now with that sort of stuff, like the little personalization stuff that happens in there, it's recognizably ours. And
Right.
Yeah, I love it. Speaking of Lovecraft, I noticed that Rotten Solitude on the debut album, that seems like it's about the Cask of the Amontillado. Is that?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I for as far as doing stuff like this in a band, this is really the first band I've ever done vocals, like solely vocals in. I play guitar mostly.
Do you play guitar in Acid Witch?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much every band that I do outside of Temple of Void, I've played guitar in.
Okay.
So this is the first band that I've done something without the guitar. So doing that, and it's also I don't really write lyrics very often, so it was kind of trying to draw inspiration from where I could and kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And, I don't really contribute lyrics to Acid Witch or anything like that. So with Temple of Void, it was kind of an open slate. Like, okay, well, I get to build the themes I want. I get to create the mythos if I choose. I get to draw influence from where I feel like I could. And from there, it was just kind of one of those things where I had just I'm trying to think where I came across it. I mean, I remember reading it because it was kind of required reading from being like a kid in high school. I think it was like freshman year or something. But something that reminded me of the story. And I was like, you know what, that'd be a pretty good one to kind of delve into, see if I can tackle it. And that was actually one of the first songs I wrote lyrics for the album. So it was sort of a trial and error. Okay, well, this seems like a good place to start. Let's see if I can work from here. And there on, then the other songs just kind of started coming along.
Yeah, so I'm curious, going through the lyrics and the songs and everything, like some of them, obviously that one's based on a Lovecraft. Are there other ones that are based on, and I've done a little bit of research on your extensive VHS horror movie collection? Or is it like just something like just completely make up out of the blue? Have you ever just like, you know what, just let me do some research on the internet and find something completely fucked up, like some crazy serial killer? Like, so is it a combination? Like, how kind of go through it?
Well, actually, I've been trying to kind of avoid Lovecraft. I kind of feel like a lot of people use Lovecraft and whatnot. The Cask of Amontillado is actually Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, whatever. No worries. But so I went.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was one of the things I drew from there. Yeah, because Poe is so much more obscure than H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah. But whatever. It was a starting point for that. As far as like some of the other stuff, I actually for Lords of Death, I started drawing some influence from some.
Mic. They can probably hear you from DC.
Whatever, man.
No, he's coming through loud and clear, which is good. It's good.
All right. But for the stuff on Lords of Death, I actually drew from some humorous stuff. There's a song on there called "The Gift," which was somewhat inspired from a.
Wait. Can I guess? What it's from?
Sure.
Is it from the Velvet Underground song?
No.
Okay, sorry, because they do this song. Anyway, go ahead then. Let's hear it.
Jesus, Jay.
Well, I was going to ask him that one.
No, it's believe it or not, when I was a kid, we used to get like the Scholastic Book Fair things, and we get you go in there and buy stuff.
Yep.
And I was always into short horror stories. I still have most of them from when I was a child, and I distinctly remember one story that was in there about a kid that got a package that was his own skull in the mail, and I thought that was such a cool concept. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to see if I could take that concept and kind of adapt it to a little bit more of a morbid death metal context. So there you go. It came from a child's scholastic.
Well, God. Just so I don't completely make it sound like I came up with a terrible reference there. I'm not a Velvet Underground fan particular, but the song, they have a song called "The Gift," and it's about a guy who mails himself to his girlfriend, and she can't open the package, and she rams the scissors through the box and kills the guy. So I thought maybe that's where you. Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool concept.
Nothing wrong with
so-
that.
Velvet Underground.
So I think there's a return to like Gift Part 2 on the next album. Is that what you're asking, Jay?
Yeah, I don't want to make a request, but
So
But
how
yeah,
did you,
so-
how did
oh,
you
sorry.
find out about the Hidden Fiend, the Aswang and the Hidden Fiend? Like, is that just something that you knew? The
Well-
Filipino cult demon, folklore demon?
Well, you guys were talking about the extensive VHS horror collection. I actually have a pretty extensive horror collection. I'm kind of a nerd about it.
let's talk about it.
There is a movie. The VHS is called The Unearthing, but Synapse did. I think it's Synapse did a full cut of the movie called Aswang, and yeah, it's about the about the Filipino sort of like demon vampire. So yeah, I did a little bit of research on it, and kind of using the context where I got the inspiration from the movie. And I was like, all right, well, let's see if I could write a song about the actual, like, let's do some research on the actual creature itself and
The real creature.
Yeah.
The real one.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah, not the internet rumor one.
oh, Jesus Christ.
No, go on.
That was one that I got the inspiration from a movie, did a little bit of the research on my own to kind of pull up the actual folklore from where it's derived from, and kind of just went from there penning lyrics.
It was funny today. One of my good friends, Chris Brady, is over in the Philippines right now, and I was like messaging him on Facebook, like, dude, look out for the Aswang.
I have to say just real quick, people who are listening can't see this, but I'm watching you guys, and you're acting just like us when we're in George's house.
Yeah.
Just the gyrations and the movements, and it's making me laugh the whole time because that's exactly what we do when we're sitting around drinking beers and talking about metal.
Which is what we'll be doing next
What are you
week.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your movie collection a little bit. I was looking at not to pull them into this, but I was looking at that kind of a really cool like Acid Witch publicity photo where you have somebody has a poster for that Alucard. It's called. I think I can't remember how to pronounce it, but it's
Alucarda?
Yeah. Do you have that?
Yeah.
You own it? Because I have a lot of weird, obscure stuff. I'm wondering what some of the obscure stuff you like is.
Oh God. I mean, I like a lot of that Mondo Macabre stuff, like Satanical Pandemonium, all that like Alucarda, like nunsploitation stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You put me on the spot here, but I'm trying to think of anything super obscure that I've watched recently, or anything that's kind of coming to mind.
It doesn't even have to be obscure, actually. Just maybe some of your favorites.
Some of my favorites.
Sure.
I actually some of the stuff favorite movies I've actually used as lyrical inspiration for this. I like a lot of horror anthology movies. There was Hammer horror stuff, and then there was also Amicus, who did a lot of like who utilized a lot of Peter Cushing and stuff like that. There's a movie called From Beyond the Grave, which is about Peter Cushing plays he's like a pawn shop owner, and everything that's in the pawn shop has some sort of like evil to it, and either people like will switch prices or they'll try and steal something. But everything leads to its own like little vignette short story, and everything comes to an end. Well, there is a guy who gets a mirror, and in the mirror there is like sort of this parallel universe, and it became the lyrics to Beyond the Ultimate, which goes back to actually the demo days. And that one's one of my favorite ones. I love that. It's so creepy looking. It's like you see the mirror and all of a sudden the smoke just sort of starts billowing from behind the glass. And you see this guy who kind of looks like Chris Christopherson. It's like, and he's commanding him to kill for him. And with each kill, the blood sort of builds him stronger and stronger, and his presence gets more and more prominent until ultimately he gets to transcend the mirror and come over into this dimension. And by doing so, he takes the guy who is doing the killing for him and he throws him behind the mirror, and he's basically trapped there until he can get someone to kill X amount of people to bring him out. And now that he's on the other side, this guy who has now received all these blood sacrifices, he can now go and he could kill and feast on people as much as he pleases, because he's now no longer trapped in the confines of this parallel universe and stuff. But I like stuff like that, the Amicus horror stuff. They also did the Tales from the Crypt and the Vault of the Horror.
Right.
which Bargain in Death, we use a sample from the actual Bargain in Death short story from the Volta horror movie.
I'm watching that Peter Cushing thing tonight, man. That's right up my alley.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. It's
No, I appreciate it. Cool.
It sounds like the beginning of a concept album to go into this, to tie all the songs together. Like you go into his pawn shop, and then every song's a vignette into
there
the
you go,
pawn shop.
album 3.
It's
Would
like,
you guys ever do a concept album?
I think we're gonna do that one.
You heard it here first.
The idea, it's right now it's a clean slate. Like I said, anything's possible. Whatever I think is lyrically inspiring at the time. I mean, I don't think that's out. I really don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, that was Mike's one of his original concepts when we did Of Terror, was to make it just like the album art comes from a paperback anthology. We wanted the music to be reflective of an anthology like that. So each one's its own tale of terror. So I think it only makes sense that you take the vault, crypt, concept and tie it together in a more maybe overt fashion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Jay, I think you said earlier, like we were talking about eerie and creepy, all that Warren publication stuff. Yeah, it's that stuff I grew up always reading. I was obsessed with old EC comic stuff, like all that stuff. And then from there graduated onto that, all the eerie publication stuff like Weird Tales and even the DC stuff like Witching Hour, like Unexpected, or House of Mystery and all that stuff. I love reading that. It's just an endless supply of inspiration.
Oh, I love those things, dude. Are you a Paul Naschy fan by any chance?
Oh yeah, I love Paul Naschy.
That's really what I was trying to get around to. I like to make sure people love Paul Naschy like I do. Oh, hey, look at that! That's awesome. Oh man,
I love Paul.
The cover's
Naschy.
The same.
Yeah. It's like
he's
$3 on Amazon or something.
I gotta get that.
You gotta go to Amazon.
He's
I'll buy
like
it
the
right
John Belushi of horror.
So
that is awesome.
So the new album is pretty fucking heavy. How has your sound evolved since the first album? Where did you get all that extra heavy?
Vinny. Yeah, the extra heavy was actually always there. It just wasn't
Recorded right.
No, it wasn't really mixed right.
Fair enough.
It was mixed for free, and that therein lies the problem. And I really don't want to say anything.
It's not that it's bad. It's just so much more in your face this time.
Yeah, I would love to do a remaster of the original album, and people might even prefer Of Terror and the Supernatural with its murky thing, because it has its own quality to it.
Yeah.
But I'd also really love to hear it remixed and remastered with Vinny, the guy who did Lords of Death, and see how it sounds with the heavier, because I believe he could get a very similar sound if he just had all the original files, which I have.
Though, you make a good point about the murkier thing, though, man, because there's lots of points in my record collection where I'm like, if this was any different, and like a good example is like Merciful Fate, Melissa. The difference between Melissa and Don't Break the Oath on production is massive, and one of them's a lot brighter than the other one. But I don't want anybody to go back and touch Melissa. I prefer it the way it is. It's almost more evil that way, man. I don't know the right word for it. It has more impact on me somehow.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the minority with the band. I actually don't mind the production on Of Terror and the Supernatural. Murky is a really good adjective to describe it. It's very cavernous sounding. The one thing that I do have gripe-wise is I really feel like the drums do not have a lot of impact on it. Like I feel
a lot of punch.
Hold in there. Yeah, there's a lot more punch with the drums on Lords of Death.
Yeah,
Well,
it sounds like it should. If you look at that cover, if you were one of us, like when we were kids and there was no internet, you would take that home and you would not have been let down. You would have been like, this sounds exactly like the cover of this record.
I gotta say, we've all four of us have said this about Lords of Death. It's an absolute crushing sound.
Yep.
I absolutely love it. So I have a question, and this is for you, Brent, because and it goes back to your guys' demo. You didn't list your instruments. You actually listed the brand name of what you were playing, which I thought was really funny. I love liner notes and little things like that. So Brent, you play a Rickenbacker, right? You still playing that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a big prog guy. So as soon as I saw that, right away I'm thinking, well, is he a Geddy Lee fan? Is he a Chris Squire fan, or is he a Lemmy fan? So, I mean, did did you notice the sound being like that because you're playing a Rick? Because it does carry a completely different sound than other basses.
I can't say that I'm not much of a gearhead like Mike and Alex. These guys are total gearheads. I'm just a caveman playing a bass.
I found this thing on the street, dude. I don't know.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you, man,
I just try to make it sound heavy. I play with Jason. Jason and I just try to be as boneheaded as we can.
well, let me tell you, man. I'm
working.
I'm a big fan of Rick's because I like the way they sound, and I think it adds to what you guys are doing. You have such a huge sound. There's not many death doom bands that have that big, huge sound, but sound really good production wise, like you guys do on the new album. So
Where do you guys tune your guitars? And I don't mean where, I mean like, you know.
in the basement,
Yeah. What are you
Right
tuned
there.
to, I should say?
And bases. Me no understand bass.
What letter?
No understand.
We tuned the drop C.
Okay.
I was gonna guess chops.
Yeah, because that was what I really like about Lords of Death so much is that, there's a lot of heavy albums out there, but it's heavy and not mushy.
Yeah.
Like so many other things. And so that really was one of the first things that grabbed me about this album. So
Well, the cool thing about Vinny is, so he's a friend of ours who we've known for a long time. But he mics it, and that's it. He doesn't fart around, with pre-production trying to get this tone. He doesn't fart around after the fact with post-production. He just mics our amps, and it's pretty much good to go. So when we hear it on the headphones, it's actually what we sound like, which when you're recording is kind of unusual. Most of the time they're all farting around and dialing things in, and you're like,
no,
that's
those
not
are
my tone.
VSTs.
This is our
and
tone,
plugins and
Hey,
all sorts of stuff
Jason
like
just
that.
got here, our drummer.
But yeah,
destroy that
I guess
place.
we can add to the thing. Recording at Mount Doom, he's a tone guy himself. He's a guitar player himself, so he knows what he likes and he knows how to get. From doing his own stuff, I think he's got like a pretty heavy, just very stripped down tone, just kind of dialed in with that. He knows how to get the best mic placement and running through there. Like Alex says, it's real simple. There's not a lot of like VSTs or plugins or things like that happening where it's like, death metal tone 1, and then you just kind of apply it to the sound. It's just, it is literally the sound of your amplifier, and running bi-amps out like he's got, I think Alex uses, he's got his orange and he's got the dual rectifier, so he gets kind of the saturated sound from the dual rectifier, but he gets kind of the more like resonance in the low end from the orange, and that kind of put together, it's kind of a more three-dimensional sound happening. Eric played through, I believe he's got an old JMP and a JCM 800, so he's got kind of that screeching, almost, that very recognizable Marshall sound happening too. So it's like they're all kind of, so now you've got 4 different amps and 4 different tones that kind of come together, and it creates a pretty full sound, I would say. For being a guitar player myself, I was pretty happy with it.
It's a full sound, but you can hear everybody on this album though. You were saying about the last
Yeah.
album where the drums you thought were a little drowned down or not, or in the background. Everyone stands out, but everyone sounds like they're in the band together at the same time, which is what I love about the production. So
So we've been joined by the drummer. Perhaps you could introduce yourself.
This is just some guy we found.
Homeless dude.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
yeah,
Thanks.
okay.
And he's wearing Lululemon too.
Yeah.
He's not very homeless.
And drinking red wine.
Drinking red wine, just came from the yoga studio.
So I'm surprised that Will hasn't gotten to this yet, but what is everybody drinking?
Whatever Alex offered. Red wine.
Red wine.
Diabolical Pale Ale. It's a Michigan beer.
Which one is it?
Diabolical Pale Ale. It's a Michigan beer, 6.66% alcohol.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Well, that fits right in with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, we had people over last night, so I don't know what this is. Some red wine that someone brought over.
I think that's
It was open
That's
from
probably the
yesterday,
first
so-
wine we've had on here.
No, Yanni from
right.
apparently Alien Ship.
That's right.
Come on, man.
That's right. I forgot. Sorry, Yanni.
Yanni.
Damn, we're in
Yeah.
a esteemed company.
Different
Johnny,
Yanni.
we TOV the next.
Yeah, John Pesh.
That actually might be kind of funny to do.
So John and I here, So Alex, I alluded to this earlier when we were doing the Skype test. And John, do you want to tell them what beer we're drinking?
Well, we're currently drinking. I got this because it was a Black Friday special at our local beer store, but I'm happy they had it. Deschutes. It's a 2014 version of the Abyss, which I thought would be appropriate. Band name Temple of Void. Let's drink some dark, ominous beers and
Called the Abyss.
The Abyss. And it's, I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but I'm a big fan of Deschutes.
Fresh squeezed.
Yes, there you go.
And that
And
IPA is delicious.
Yeah, it's good. And then we had another one earlier that we got here. I'll let you do this one.
Oh
Will.
yeah, my buddy Steve Angelucci, who I was in the Marine Corps with, Luch. He sent us the Inundation Double Dry Hopped IPA from Counterweight Brewing. So the guy who used to be in New England Brewing Company up in Connecticut started Counterweight, and New England Brewing Company is famous for two of their beers. Their 668 Neighbor of the Beast,
Excellent.
which is a great beer, and their Imperial Stout Trooper, which I had one yesterday. And then we have he sent us another one that we'll drink a little bit later called The Void. It's an oatmeal stout.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I like oatmeal stouts.
Yeah.
We do too.
Sounds heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. George, what do you got?
I'm drinking my favorite sour. It's a Flemish sour ale called Duchess de Bourgogne, something along those lines of pronunciation.
It's not that heavy.
Nah.
Nobody here is going to call you on that.
No, it's actually.
And as usual, we're going to skip right over Jay. But hey, I speaking of beer, so I think it may have been your Instagram or something. You were at, was it you that was at True Brewing Company, and they had the Worship the Void beer?
No, that was me.
That was Jay.
Oh, Jason, that was you. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know the guys at True?
I don't know that was for
Yeah,
us.
I don't know if that was for us or not. I
guarantee
saw
it was for you.
Like, really cool.
I mean, I don't know about the blueberry saison part, but I mean, so if you know we know the guys in True. So I'm a brewer at Atlas Brewworks in DC, and we're a heavy metal brewery, and we were at the first Decibel Magazine Metal and Beer Fest, Pour and Beer. And so earlier when I was saying, look at my hoodie and the Hail Satan Worship Doom hoodie from Bong Ripper, because we made a beer, Hail Satan Worship Doom. And so anyway, True was there, and I have a pretty good friendship with the guys at True, but I can guarantee you Worship the Void beer was for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh,
It's
that's
super
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess from your reaction, they did not contact you or anything.
No.
I stopped in there last year and had a drink, and it came up that I was in the band. They said they'd play us in there, but yeah, I didn't know they were making a beer. That's fucking awesome.
You'd think they would say something, you know? But it also seemed like a hell of a coinkydink.
Yeah, I
You know,
thought it was a coincidence.
No, there's no way. I mean, your Temple of Void, the Death Doom aspect is right in the wheelhouse. So the head brewer at True, Zach, he's the drummer for Chemist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I dig those guys.
Yeah. So like, there's
That's cool.
Okay.
yeah. Trust me, there's not a coincidence.
Cool.
So
Actually,
my-
one of the guys at Dragon Meat is a pretty big Temple of Void fan. I happen to run into
Really?
that guy occasionally at shows. Yeah, he's a brewer over there.
Wow, that's a huge
He's pretty
brewery.
cool. His name's Jason as well, incidentally.
Mm.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Obviously.
So have you guys, do you know of any brewery, meadery, whatever, winery that's kind of made a tribute beer to you guys? Have you had an official beer made for you?
No,
I mean,
I don't know. One time when Acid Witch was on tour in Europe, they had a beer that they made like Acid Witch labels for, but I don't think it was like specifically brewed for us. I think it's just something that the venue did. I'm trying to recall the venue right now. I can't think of it right now. Oh, it was called Dino's Bar and Grill. You know,
Nice.
it was actually really sick. They had all these like portraits of guys that were like just dead rock and roll stars like Phil Lynott, obviously Dino's Bar and Grill. But I mean, they had like everybody on there. They had like Randy Rhoads. They had Janie Lane from Warrant. I mean, but they were like phenomenally done. It was a really cool place. But they had like they would do for bands that came through and played. They would do the house beer, but they would like print off like unique labels for everybody. That was
I
the
got it.
closest
Yeah.
thing I could say about doing it. You know, and
Well-
have beer, anything that I've ever done creatively. You know.
Speaking of venues, what are the good metal places to play in Michigan now? I haven't been there in a while. I've been to like Harpo's and.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're kind of there's a bit of a buzz happening. There was a long running bar called the Corktown Tavern, which was always like my go-to anytime that I would get approached to do like a show, like if a touring band or somebody kind of came through and contacted me, it was kind of my go-to thing. I knew the guys, they were really super cool. They gave 100% of the door to the band, yada yada yada. Just an overall like it was a punk bar. And it was real low key. Our new guitar player Don would run sound there. I mean, it was real in house. It was real intimate, and it recently got bought out by some guys, some suburban guys who are going to turn it into like an EDM bar now and basically kick everybody out. So now there's this big boycott of that happening.
Like huge boycott.
Yeah, and then there was another that was good for
Nobody.
Yeah, there was another club called UFO that got there was a construction incident where they were demolishing a building next door and accidentally did like substantial foundational damage.
Oh,
to this
man.
bar. So then we lost that bar. But there's still other places. Like there's New Dodge and Hamtramck. There's Smalls and Hamtramck. Hamtramck now just kind of seems like it's the little pocket where all the metal clubs are. You know, there's still bands that come through like some of the semi-bigger places like St. Andrews.
St. Andrews.
Play there.
Cannibal Versus played
Yeah.
Saturday.
Last night.
Yeah, and then there's the Magic Stick tried to do the EDM thing as well, and I guess it was a pretty bad failure. So now it went back to being predominantly a rock bar. So we lost some pretty big bars, but there's still some stuff that all isn't lost. You can still book around the place, and the Token Lounge in Westland.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So Mike, I was just listening to you talk for a while. It's pretty amazing that you have a very very heavy Michigan accent. It does not come out when you're singing.
Really? Oh man, I never noticed that I had a very heavy Michigan accent.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
When I moved, I'm in Maryland now, but I grew up in Michigan. And when I met my wife, she said that I had a Michigan accent. And I'm like, what the heck is a Michigan accent? I never even knew there was such a thing until I left.
I didn't know.
What do you guys call a water fountain?
Water fountain?
Or like where you drink water?
Oh, a
Yeah,
drinking
like a
fountain?
Drinking fountain.
Thank you. Okay. In Wisconsin, I'm from Wisconsin. They called it a bubbler. And the first time I asked a teacher when we moved where a bubbler was, she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Just like, get this creepy kid out of here.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bong.
I'm from the Philly area, and I call it a water fountain.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Some Philly friends.
Yeah, water ices.
Water ice.
You've sort of shed that a little bit though, because I lived in Jersey for a couple of years. I know the whole water thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the Wawas out there.
Oh, I love
wow.
What's funny is in the DC area you have Wawa, but it's only in certain areas because like where John and I live, it's heavy 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
No Wawas. But you go like different parts of Virginia and Maryland and DC.
We have them
Or not
here.
DC, but yeah.
God.
You get
don't
Wawa.
Wawa's great.
Yeah.
So so you guys are thinking about doing another tour next year, early next year, couple months.
We have a lot to talk about as a band because we've got a lot of
A lot of stuff on the
opportunities,
horizon.
that we got to figure out what we're going to do. There's a couple big fests that we can't talk about because they haven't been announced yet, but they're going to take us further afield. It's still within North America, but certainly going to take us further afield to places that we haven't been before. And because we're going to do that, we need to book some shows around those
To get
fests.
there. Yeah.
They make
Okay.
sense.
There are not that many fests in this country.
So you don't have
Liz,
you don't have to say much more. We can kind of
trying
extrapolate.
to put it together. I'm
Yeah.
thinking one of them might be out by those guys, and one of them might be out by me.
Yeah.
They're in.
I mean,
No, it's not. You guys aren't.
MDF's already been announced.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
but you guys played
Yeah,
that last
George,
year, right?
George, that would be
They
next year,
played
George,
the,
not this one coming.
we played the pre-fest this year.
That was the Thursday night.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
We're
We
not
played-
playing MDF next year, but anyway, I mean, not to get
Yeah.
we can't see what they're
Of
at, but
course.
they're going to take us to places, and they're going to be announced soon, I imagine. Like they asked for the logo for the one, so they can do a flyer. It's going to take us to places that we haven't been before. We got to book some shows around that, and then we have a lot of contacts now that we've actively looked for it on, I mean, just throughout the U.S. that we want to start booking. But we have to figure out amongst ourselves and say how much time do we have off work, what's a good time, how many dates can we string together,
Yeah, just coordinate the stuff.
Yeah.
you know, and
And
then
can we tell them about the show at Bob's Shed? Bad.
So I have a
Uh,
statement and then a follow-up question of what you just mentioned. So one, I know we've talked about if you guys do come to the DC area, please play the brewery at Atlas.
Please.
Please. Free beer.
Ooh.
Yeah,
what?
sounds good.
I'll be
You
there.
haven't had their
Wow.
beer yet, though, have you? So you don't clap yet.
Whoa. And
He said free beer, George. They're showing
Yeah,
up. Trust me.
that means it's great.
I'll take free good. I drink the cheapest swill probably in the band. I'm like a black label hams and old style kind of guy.
Oh, you're making me think of college right there.
so you guys did mention that you need, coordinate stuff and get off work. Like, if you guys want, so what do you do full time? Like for a job, for a living? If you want to say, if you don't, then.
And I wouldn't. Is it lift weights? These are all like built, man.
that would be awesome. Well, Brent does get paid to lift
I
weights
do
because
get
he's a
paid.
fireman, so
Oh,
he's
right on.
taking cats out of trees and lifting weights. I mean,
All
Cool.
fat old women who
yeah,
stink.
yeah. Well, do you want?
I'm a registered nurse.
Oh, right on.
Oh, cool.
Tell them what you do, though.
He's
I work
He's a
in
nurse.
I work in endoscopy, so if you need a colonoscopy,
Ah,
You're our guy. All right, cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
don't stick.
No, I just turned 45. I've never had one, so
Actually,
I'll give you a call, Jason.
I already had mine. I'm good for a while.
Oh, look, he's pointing right at. Oh,
Yeah,
finger
I
thing.
highly
Hey,
recommend
see
it.
this?
That's a pretty big forearm. I don't know.
Actually, I'm your guy. I'm turning 50 pretty soon, so.
So let's see. We got a fireman and a nurse.
Michael.
Mine's kind of hard to describe. I work for the public school systems. I'm one of the heads of behavior support for a center-based program for students with autism spectrum disorder.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, I work at a school and I basically work directly with our behavior coordinator, kind of handling behaviors throughout the school and like setting up behavior plans and like coordinating things for students like with their individualized plans of service and kind of doing that stuff. And then we also administer like trainings, like we have to do things like nonviolent crisis prevention. It's really hard to describe. I'm not like familiar
He's
with
a
it.
teacher.
Yeah,
He's a
essentially,
teacher.
yeah.
You guys all do such like good things,
Civic things.
civil, helping people out kind of stuff.
There's at least one song from Sesame Street that mentions all of the jobs so far. Let's see if we can get the last one in.
I might be the odd duck. I'm a creative director, so I don't necessarily help out anyone in a civic fashion.
You're so selfish.
That's my
There's always one. In every group, there's one guy who's like,
I have
me,
to
me.
say,
Well,
I
he's
have to
our
say-
guy. Honestly, if it wasn't for
If
Alex,
it wasn't for
then,
Alex,
yeah,
we wouldn't be talking to you guys.
yeah, to be perfectly honest,
And with Brent too. Brent and Alex are like the machines behind this band.
Right
I know,
on.
we just
Completely.
reap the benefits and
Yep.
take all the glory.
They need the.
Yeah, these two talentless losers.
So,
Coming off all our
Yeah.
genius.
We're in the back.
so Brent,
Yeah, right. They got the truth out now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can take off. Brent, let's take this.
So Brent, I don't know if you know, but John and I here, the two of us, we have a personal connection with you.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
You wrote us handwritten letters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Brent, man. That's the DIY, the
Old school.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
we're
know.
just curious. I mean, we like to think that John and I are special. That when we order stuff through Bandcamp, that you just thought like of the two most biggest losers in the world that you need to send us a
Well,
personal
honestly-
handwritten letter. So
Honestly, we appreciate pretty much. We definitely appreciate anyone that orders our stuff. we do not take it for granted. So, fucking yeah, you're special. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
I work with a lot of special people, and
No,
I can
And I'm really feeling good about myself right now.
no, but Brent, seriously, do you do that for like every order that comes through, like either your Bandcamp or Facebook or whatever?
I'm just gonna have to now that you said that.
Yeah.
Yes, because we actually do appreciate every bit of support we get. We don't take it for granted, and it means a lot to us. Whenever anyone has a kind word or spends money on us, comes to see us, that's pretty important to us.
Yeah, it's that kickback. It's the little bit of extra effort to show people that you do actually care and appreciate them. I mean, bar none, that is probably the most. I mean, your bass playing is fantastic and masterful Saturday, according to some.
Yeah, but your handwriting.
Yes, you're a masterful caveman. But no,
penmanship.
The
penmanship, exactly.
extra mile.
Yeah. Was that part of the band
extra mile
tryout?
that
You
Brent
guys were like,
takes to show the band's appreciation to everybody, every single purchase, every single thing that goes out in the mail. That is, I really, really feel that is the grassroots thing that keeps bands in the underground going.
Yeah.
You know,
we
I feel like I'm
recognize
picturing
names from Facebook that email us or order stuff from us, or at least I do. And I mean, we truly do care, and it truly does mean a lot to us. So
that's awesome.
And when we started the band, like Eric and I, the guitarist who's no longer in the band, we were the first two, right? I mean, we thought about it, and when it came to putting the band together, I said I want Brent to play bass, and I think Eric had in his mind, we'd have all these virtuosos, and we'd
Nice.
pick
there
the
it
best.
is. There it
Very
is.
cool.
Yeah. We'd pick the best, the best drummer, the best bassist, the best whatever when it came to, writing. But I'm like, or technicality. But I'm like, there's more to being in a band than being able to play X BPM, or to, you know what I mean. So I'm like, Brent brings something that's beyond just playing all these runs and scales and 5-finger tapping.
I'm no Geezer Butler.
He doesn't do that, but it doesn't matter because he brings a different aspect to the band that's more important than being technically proficient.
And I bring it up because both John and I very much appreciate it, and we both talk to each other. So I know anyone listening, they can't see this, but here is my handwritten letter or note from Brent after I ordered something, and I was like, wow, because I think John got something first. And then I was like, are you kidding me? Like, they really? And then there's only one other band that has done that, and it was Immortal Bird.
Yeah.
That did the handwritten. It was on Kitty Cat Stationery, which is super funny, too.
We've got some stuff from Wilderness King,
That's
too.
my kind
yeah, Trollfest did that too. I ordered a Trollfest record once, and they sent me a bunch of signed shit that I didn't ask for, which was awesome.
Yeah, I can't
So
stress.
I'm picturing a bass audition in which you're like, nah, don't pick up the bass so fast. First,
What's your social media skills like?
Write this down. The quick Sly Fox jumps up. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. How many minutes you play for me?
Skills, so
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Just
geez,
getting in for
Mr. Condescending over here. Hey, Brent, I think that your bass playing is more than satisfactory.
Thank
I
you.
think that you go above and beyond in our PR, and
why
I
I
think
like
you
Mike
go
the
above
best.
and beyond in your duties as our bassist.
Thank you.
I can't stress enough how good a thing that is to do, because as a consumer of music, when you get something like that you don't get from other, Metallica's not going to do that for me. So when you get something like that, you already liked the band enough to pick up the music or the shirt or whatever it was. But when the band actually takes a few minutes and pays attention to you personally and does something like that, it just endears you to the band even more. So I think that's a really smart thing to do.
I remember when people order from us a second time, third time. I remember that stuff, and I make note of it. So
Speaking of which, so I just ordered my first record player. And are you going to reissue the vinyl?
Yeah.
Vinyl of Terror
Or either one? Because I saw, on Bandcamp, it seemed like it was sold out.
we don't do vinyl much through our Bandcamp. It's kind of a hassle. Like,
What's fine?
because it's just and sometimes people are very particular if it comes dinged up and stuff. So that's why something we haven't gotten into. But Shadow Kingdom has Lords of Death in the second pressing right now.
I mean, it's not out
being
yet.
pressed,
Yeah.
Of Terror, Although most people don't know it, I think it's still available. There was only
No, I don't know if it
So
is.
well,
we
it's
need
available at our shows.
I would love
Okay.
to do a remix of Terror, just because.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've already covered this, dude.
I was in
Yeah.
my band practice before
Ooh,
this.
I just
yeah.
noticed that's a Celtic Frost shirt.
They were saying how the drums are so bad on the first albums that they need to remix them.
Yeah.
we were talking
We gotta
about
take
we were
them down
gonna,
in the mix,
Oh my god, it's so bad, man.
or use my groove box instead. Yeah,
Actually, wait. Let's talk about the Celtic Frost shirt for a minute. Martin Aid died recently. I must have.
yeah.
Yeah, I was bummed
That
us out
sucked.
big time.
tragic. Way too young. Way
Yeah.
too young to be gone.
No, he was not an old man. I think he was a key spiritual portion of that band, and
Oh, absolutely.
well, I mean, even though they may not exist anymore, as such, it's a shame. But it's nice to know you're a fan because we got a lot of big fans here on the.
Have you guys heard our cover?
No, what is it?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You can actually, well,
Careless
you can
Whisper.
YouTube it. It's we do Osabismi Velda off of
Oh.
Monotheist.
Oh, dude, bless your heart, man, for picking something off that record. I'm not joking because
Dude, that's-
I love the old stuff. God, that record's so good.
Yeah, and if you message me, remind me, I can send you the MP3.
I'm doing it soon.
Yeah.
Well, if these guys have your contact, but dude, that's a great song too. I know that record back. I've listened to that record so many times.
Oh,
Ooh,
it's
did
super-
you catch him on that tour by any chance?
Wait, what was that?
You saw him on that tour, didn't you?
I saw them on that tour. Yes,
Yeah,
they were awesome on that tour.
Yeah, they killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, like when we did a Celtic Frost comp, and when it came to choosing it, again, Eric was really big on doing something off Morbid Tales, and I was like, everyone's gonna do something off Morbid Tales,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
And that's not what TOV sounds like.
Yeah, and what
And
fits the band best.
Monotheist is just way more aligned with TOV sound, especially during Of Terror and Supernatural, and I thought, oh, we could kill that,
Yep.
that track, and it was a lot of fun to do.
It's a killer song, and you only need so many covers of Dethroned Emperor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying. It's like, somebody's going to do Dethroned Emperor. That Procreation of the Wicked.
Procreation of the Wicked, yeah.
I was actually.
or you know what you could do is dance
Great.
with
Rage.
Yeah. Nobody did that.
Maybe everyone thought everyone's gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody did it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Acid Witch did Cherry Orchard, which I was all.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Or you could have, even more obscure, you could have done Dance Macabre, which would have been wicked. It's just that la la la, that thing on Morbid Tales. That would have been awesome. Well, that's cool that you guys did that though. Warms my heart.
So, question for you guys: do you guys subscribe or follow Decibel Magazine?
Brent and I are both subscribers.
Did you notice their top 40 for 2017? They're number one.
I don't remember
What
what
was
number
number
one.
one?
We actually haven't
Wasn't it
received it in the
Paradise
mail. We
Lost?
saw it.
Oh, Paradise
Yeah.
Lost. Yeah.
Yeah, Paradise Lost, which I think I read that's a pretty big influence for you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Shit, I got Lost Paradise in the stereo. Trying to
Yeah.
So did you guys
definitely not
like the new one?
It's not album of the year. I mean,
No, it's not.
I'm
Yeah, I mean
not
it is
gonna
today,
lie,
but
I
it's
haven't
not.
heard it yet, but I'm also like a super busy guy, and I haven't checked out half the shit that I probably should have this year. But
So
it's in the queue.
one thing that I think a couple of us were completely shocked by is you guys. Temple of Void did not make the list.
We're on the list. Yeah.
we noticed that too.
But apparently Albert Mudrian, the editor,
Mhm.
said that you guys just missed it.
Oh,
So we're 41.
Yeah, like
Let's just
That's
say
basic.
41. Go with that.
he said it on his Facebook page.
I think
Somebody-
I read that,
somebody-
actually.
Somebody
really?
specifically asked him, like, how was Temple of Void not on here?
Oh,
And
really?
his response was, just missed it.
Yeah. What were some of those bands that really did Propagandy?
yeah, like
Yeah. Okay. So let's put that on there instead. Or there was another
Yeah.
one that I mean,
Good
Integrity,
band, but not like a metal
Integrity making number 5. I don't have to listen to that record to know that it's not the fifth best record.
and I like the new
Yeah,
Mir.
yeah.
I like all the Mirror, but this new album is not metal and therefore doesn't belong on the list. So just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
It would have been great, but that doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really read much metal publications. I kind of like my closed off circle of influence that I have. So I kind of peruse the list, just because I saw it kind of in my Facebook feed or whatever. But yeah, I really don't know what made it and what didn't make it. And there's a lot of stuff on there, like I said, that I haven't even gotten around to checking out.
Well, just to be clear, you guys didn't make it.
I was aware of that.
But
But whatever. I don't really care. I don't make music so that somebody else likes it. I make stuff that creatively satisfies myself. And if other people like it, it goes back to Brent with we're all super appreciative of anybody that takes the time or is willing to give us some sort of money to receive something that we made. You know, I think that's super important because ultimately, like I said, music for me has always been a very self-indulgent thing. I make things that I like. I make things that I think are creatively satisfying for me. And if somebody else digs it, it's a super huge bonus. And it's a huge thing where it's like, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And, everybody that orders it, Brent makes sure that we go that extra mile to let them know that. So, if we don't make a top 40, whatever.
I guess our point was that we collectively thought it was a fucking crime that it wasn't on there. But I will say that
Even
so.
better.
That makes, like Brent just said, it makes it better that you guys feel that way. That we,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
we do come up with our own year-end list. The four of us collectively come up with separate lists, and then there's a collective list. And I'm pretty sure
There's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, I
It's
think
gonna
there
make a
might
lot
be
of
a
lists,
chance.
Might be on a couple lists.
Yeah.
We made the 10. We made the
Cool.
10 spot.
Did you guys see the top 10 that I posted on our Facebook?
Mm-mm.
Let's take a look.
Oh, it got a lot of responses. A lot of people were posting stuff, but I posted my top 10.
I was
okay.
going to ask
It's
if you guys had any, particularly albums that
What
you
you
liked
listening
from
to?
this year. Most bands we talk to are so wrapped up in doing music that they're like, I'm just listening to the stuff from last year. But
Well, that's Mike.
Yeah.
But
I'm still listening to Fly to the Rainbow.
But when I saw the Decibel top 40, well, you got to put it in context. It's not a top 40 for death metal, right? I mean, they cover so many genres. Even things like Propaganda get in there. And they put L7 and Living Color in like the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, and Failure. Things that are
Soundgarden,
that are really outside. So it's going to be a very varied top 40. And when I looked at my top 10, I think I posted top 10, I was like, oh, so many of these didn't even get mentioned whatsoever. So not being on it, we're in good company of bands that I thought, oh my God, it's crazy that are not even mentioned.
So Alex, what were, if you could think off the top of your head, what were some of your top 10?
I'll tell you, I got it right here in front of me.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
There's a few here that we don't know, or at least I don't know, but here's some of the ones I know we agree with. The Black Anvil, Craven Idol. I like that record a lot. That's in consideration for my list. The Over, interesting. Not a bad choice.
Porphilia, I'm digging that one.
You have the Venerum on there too, which I think is awesome.
Oh yeah. Or Venenum, however you pronounce it.
Well, I don't know.
But
Black Anvil.
It was between Venenum and Blasphemer for my number 1, and I just edged out Venenum just to the number 1 spot, just because I feel like the overall flow is an amazing flow from beginning to end, and no one really manages to do that conceptually, tie an entire album together the same way that they do, I think. But Blasphemer was incredible, an absolutely amazing record that
I don't know it.
Yeah, no one really knows about them, but Marcus, who used to be in Hood Menace, told me about them. They played with them last year, I think, in England, and they were from the early 90s, but they never recorded until this year. So it's essentially a time capsule of early 90s British death metal that finally got recorded in 2017, and it totally sounds like Benediction, Cancer, Bolt Thrower, Carcass.
I gotta check it out then.
It is
sounds great.
Freaking amazing. I mean, if you like Benediction, Cancer, it's just straight up right up that alley. It's super good.
Out of the corner of your eye too, and I thought this before we spoke, but it just since suddenly it came up. The color palette of the Craven Idol out of the corner of your eye looks very much like your new record. That it's got a really cool cover on it.
Yeah, it is cool record. Cool, man. And it's good that got props in Decibel. That was when I was like, oh, at least Craven Idol was in there. But it was weird that my number 3 pick, I think.
That was the name of my Billy.
It was
tribute band.
Undergang. Like that record was freaking awesome. I was surprised that didn't make it. into their list. What are you gonna do?
Craven Idol.
Oh, that Spirit Adrift record
Yeah, it
is
is.
awesome. That was that's number 2, and that record is really freaking good.
You know, my only issue with I think, and this may be something that retrospectively I changed my mind on, but I love the music. It's just the vocals for me are just a little off.
There's a couple
What release is
times
this?
Spirit Adrift.
Spirit
A couple times where it sounds almost like radio to radio-ish to
That one
me.
got number 2.
Like too like sing-songy and not soulful enough. But there's enough of it for me that sounds more like, you know, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, has more of that kind of grungier vibe that I kind of latch on to those moments more than a couple times where he gets a bit too like, you know, sweet sounding.
Yeah, and I'll be the first one to admit that like everyone was raving about Chemist for a long time, and it wasn't until I really saw them live. It was at the first annual Decibel Metal and Beer Fest. That it was like just completely changed my whole perspective, and it was amazing to see those guys live.
Same for me too.
Yeah, and I feel like if I saw Spirit Drift live, that it would just. I feel it's in that same vein. Like that's where Chemist was for me last year. It was like, you know, they're good. I like it, but I'm not that into it. And then when I saw them live, I was like, wow, like that was amazing.
Sometimes that makes or breaks it. You know, I've seen plenty of bands that I've seen where I'm just like on recording, I'm like, well, this is cool. I mean, this isn't really treading new territory. This isn't whatever. And then you go and you see it live, and it really impacts you. And it's just sort of like, okay, this is where the band really shines.
Yeah. It was interesting because I'm a pretty big Paul Bearer fan, and I did not like the new album all that much. I should say I liked it, just it wasn't Foundations of Burden to me. And then, but when I saw them play live in DC here at the Rock and Roll Hotel, and they played the new songs live, completely changed my perspective of the album.
Do you guys have that? I don't have it.
I don't have the new one. Those guys are really cool, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I dig them. I agree that the new one didn't like blow me away. But I haven't seen them live in 4 years, so it's been a while.
I don't even have the second one. I like the first one.
It seems like every time they come to town, like come to Detroit, I'm always on the road, so I always like have that like slightly missed opportunity to catch them. But I've caught them a couple times. I had the pleasure of playing with them with another band that I do, so they're really cool dudes, and I can totally agree with you on them in a live setting. Like really, really awesome. I really dug that Love You to Death cover that they did. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Oh, the EP with all the covers on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you guys you're talking about other bands and stuff. Are you guys friends? Like, are you close friends with other bands, you know, aside from other bands that you guys are in, like in the Detroit area? Are you guys like, is there other bands out there in the Detroit area that you're like, hey, people really need to check these guys out?
Dude, there's a ton.
Oh
Detroit
yeah,
has a great scene.
Dude, Detroit, I will champion this till the day I die. We are so privileged to be part of this scene. There is so much awesome there's just so much awesome shit coming from this area, and so many underrated bands that people don't even know about and things like that. If you give me a second to kind of
please do.
Yeah, give us a few. Yeah,
that's why I'm asking.
Probably myself and two of my best friends, we do a record label around here called Dystopian Dogs. Super DIY, like we were talking about with Brent doing the handwritten letters. It's the same ethos. It's the same. It harkens back to like old school heavy metal. Not exactly tape trading and things like that, but I mean, we do a lot of trading with South American labels, bringing a lot of obscure stuff. But we put out a lot of stuff, and there's also Sangreal Records, and then our buddy Lucas from Ohio that does Austenitize. I mean, if you guys are interested in this stuff, I could give it to you all after the interview. For anybody that's listening, there's tons of awesome stuff that's coming out of not only Michigan, Detroit specifically, but just the Midwest. There's so many other bands in Michigan that are just so good. Like Demon Bitch are so fucking good. And those guys all do other stuff like White Magician and Eisenblast. And I mean, I could literally go on and on about how many awesome bands that there are here in the Detroit area that are doing cool shit and doing shit that just isn't cookie cutter, isn't just some easily pigeonholed like, oh, well, this is this, or this is, you know, oh, well, these guys sound just like this other band that existed 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It's a lot of like, okay, well, here's a lot of cool influences, but it's still like its kind of own unique thing. And yeah, like I said, with Dystopian Dogs, we really us, Sangreal Records, we try and put out as much local stuff in the Michigan underground as we can. So, you know, I mean, if you go and you check out that stuff, you'll probably find a lot of cool shit. Like we did the Sekusu demo. We did tape edition of Demon Bitch's Hell Friends record. We put out all shit because we all play in bands together. These are guys that I used to be in a band called Borrow Time with, like, which was all traditional heavy metal, and Harbinger. You know, it's all shit that we've done with the label, just trying to showcase this and trade with the world and bring cool, obscure shit from the rest of the world and bring it here to Michigan for people that, or even just the United States for people that want to be able to buy it and understand it or find it, you know, shit that's hard to find.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much cool shit that's happening in Michigan. I'm really, really immensely proud to be a part of this state.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, we always like hearing about like bands just being selfish with the promotion of other bands.
Yeah, we always like to hear what
you know,
the bands that we like listen to, and particularly in their scene. Because I mean,
get drunk.
Have you heard Nightkin?
No, me personally.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't do much, but they're fucking awesome. Nightkin, they're a Detroit death metal band. They're on Corpse Flower Records.
Yeah, that's Zach Gibson that used to be in Black Dahlia Murder back in the day. He's in a really killer. Are you guys into grind at all?
Yeah.
He plays in a band called Shit Life right now, who are fucking awesome. It's very like
I saw that on Bandcamp.
I think I did too.
Yeah, it's very Phobia-esque, like kind of like a little more high production grind, but oh my god, the riffs are really good.
Isn't there like a Shit Life and a Shit Fucker from DC or from
Shit Fucker are my boys. I mean, two of the dudes in Acid Witch are in Shit Fucker. Guys from Nuke are in Shit Fucker, who I also play in. I mean, those guys are my boys. So,
Mike, how the fuck do you have time to have a full-time job and like 17 bands and you're running a record label?
Yeah.
I don't. It's a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's a lot of fucking stress. It's a lot of like being on the cusp of nervous breakdown. Well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it is very, very mentally taxing, and it's very, very hard to keep things together. But it's one of those things where it's like, if I don't do it, what else do? What other fucking purpose do I have to be here? Like, it really, really is. I mean, it's a labor of love, and I'm okay with that.
So I play in a
dude,
bands too,
he's
and I'm stretched thin, but it's what we've been doing since the beginning of playing music. You know, yeah, you have to play.
Yeah,
you just.
That's a whole
I don't know what we're doing right now, but
all right, no, seriously, we're from the Midwest. It is so fucking boring. Well, it's not necessarily boring. There's a lot of cool shit, but as far as like things, you're trapped in the armpit of America right now.
Rule.
No, Michigan does rule, but you're trapped in the armpit of America. Most touring bands don't want to fucking come up here because you can't fucking get through to Windsor half the time, and there's no like straight path to Buffalo. You have to basically go up to come back down. So it's like a lot of shows skip over Michigan, or at least that's how it was for a long time. And you got to fucking do this shit for yourself, and you got to make your own network, and you make your own scene, and you do a lot of cool shit like that. And yeah, there you go.
Have you guys gone? Have you played in Canada? Like, is it? I know it's so close. Windsor's right there, but like, is it giant pain in the ass with the visas and everything?
We're playing in 2 weeks. We're playing.
Cool.
Doing a headlining gig. We're
cool.
With Mold.
Super
we played with here. Yeah.
Two Mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I have a bone to pick with you guys. Two Mold and Taponomos played at my brewery at Atlas, just 4 days after you played with them up in Detroit. And why did you not come to Atlas?
We didn't know about it. Nobody made the offer. Yeah, nobody made the offer.
That's one of the things when we were getting back to talking about what we were going to do next year and the opportunities. We definitely need to string together at least a good 7 days going to the East Coast. You know, we have contacts, you know, in DC and Maryland and North Carolina, Philly. Like, we can do Pittsburgh. We can make it out there, do some East Coast gigs, you know, New York, and head back. So you'll see us next year for sure.
Excellent.
All right. Well,
at least we have to now. I said it. But I mean, happen, like, that's the obvious thing to do. You know?
I think I got like one more question I wanted to ask. This one's for Mike, or I guess for all of you. But you did clean singing on one, from what I can tell, just the one song, Graven Desires. So is that something you're going to do more? Is it just felt right in that one particular song for that one particular verse?
Is your next album going to be Opeth's Heritage album?
All right.
Ooh.
I think it's more the latter of what you were saying. It felt right. It was one of those things where a lot of the stuff on Lords of Death was penned by Alex and kind of presented to me as a complete song. And listening to it, it had such a strong like Catatonia vibe. And it was one of those things. And there's also the situation where death metal is really, really popular right now. Like there is a lot of death metal happening right now. It's almost at the point where it's a bit of an oversaturation in the market. And it's one of those things where you have to kind of always keep in mind where it's like, okay, well, what can we do that will still kind of push the envelope? What can we do that'll kind of shake things up a bit? What can we do? And it was just one of those things where it's like, it felt right. Okay, well, I'm not a singer, but I'm at least not tone deaf. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, fuck it, I'll take a stab at it. Took a couple shots and there it was. I kind of penned the part. I knew what I was going to do. I knew where it was going to go. And it's also kind of putting out feelers because it's like, okay, well, we'll see how people respond to it. If people like it, yeah, sure. Well, maybe we'll tackle it a little more.
We hadn't heard it until he was in the vocal booth when we were recording the record. That was really our first time.
Yeah.
Being in the booth and listening to him do it, and we were pretty stoked when we heard it. We're like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. So, and it's definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, we'll feel it out. We'll figure it. We'll see how it goes, and they seem to dig it. People who review the album seem to have good. It's been getting good feedback in that regard. So, I mean, I don't think that we're opposed to doing it in the future. I still would predominantly like to remain in the Death Doom idiom, so to speak. But I think if parts call for it and it is appropriate, I'm not opposed to doing it further.
So, my 2 cents is, I think it worked. I think it worked well. My question is, what I did notice is that vocally, when you sing the lyrics, you drag out. There's not an observation. You drag out each word very long, and then so what I noticed is that when you also did the clean vocals, you almost did the exact same thing. And I was wondering, was that a conscious effort? Is that just sort of how that's just your vocal style in general?
And then it's kind of a developing style, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, I've never done a band where, it was really funny when I got the call from Eric, the former guitar player, to do vocals in the band. I was like, I was like, I play guitar, right? But it's also the clean vocal thing. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm not exactly comfortable with doing it, but what am I going to do? Am I going to just be afraid to do it, or am I going to kind of throw myself out there? So it was, okay, well, I'm going to put myself out there. And as far as the style goes, I don't know if it's a characteristic of the style per se. It's more or less just a figuring it out as I go kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, this seemed to work. This is how it fit with the song. These were the lyrics I wrote for the song. And this is kind of how they fit in with the way the chord progression was and that particular riff where the clean part should go, and.
Well, I also did notice that the clean part came in, I think, when it was like more of like a happy, if that's even possible in any of your lyrics, but it was like a happier part of the song where you're talking about, I think you were talking about the woman at that point. Was that intentional? Like that you not snuck it, but you put it in there, or?
It's a lot easier to sing over something that kind of adheres more to like a major key composition than it is to do something like death metal. All right, to get in kind of technical terms, death metal is a very like chromatic genre. Like there's a lot of like jumping around there. It'll stick to, it's a lot of minor and it's a lot of like chromatic riffing, and that's really hard to put melodic vocal lines under because you're not really like, especially in the chromatic parts, it's like you're not adhering to a specific key, or you're kind of jumping around. Like could you imagine John Arch singing for Slayer? John Arch Fates Warning, it's like, it's just not going to happen. Like Cryonics would be, it'd be a catastrophe. You know, so it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, here's the part, here's where it was appropriate. Here, you know, as I was saying before, it's like, okay, clean vocals would definitely work here. Could I do it? Let's try it. All right, so these are the lyrics. Let's figure it out and take a stab at it. Took a couple stabs at it, and what you got on the record is kind of what sort of came out in the studio.
Yeah, I would say out of the four of us here on the podcast, I'm probably the biggest fan of pure death metal. And I do have a big problem with a lot of bands. It's like, man, you really this is a great death metal album. It's a great death metal song. It's like, but you really fucked it up with the clean vocals. That is not the case with you guys. Like, I think like the amount that you did and actually like the tonal and the way that you did it, I think it worked. And I endorse it on a limited scale.
It just occurred to me now.
Hold on. That's
we're a death doom band first and foremost. Yeah. We're not Candlemass.
Some bands.
That's got to be a sticker on the record. I endorse this in a limited.
Some bands can't get away with it. Like I remember when. I think it was Damnation in a Day by Cradle of Filth came out, and there's one song on there where Danny does clean vocals. And I thought that was really cool just because it was something different for them. But he got fucking hammered and never did it again. But then you've got Cattle Decapitation. And he started adding these clean vocals that were really cool. Clean-ish. But they... I don't know.
Are you guys fans of theirs by any chance?
No.
Speaking of the grind thing.
We played with them. They were cool. I mean, I have To Serve Man. I dug Locust stuff back in the day. You know, I thought they were kind of a weird, quirky grind band. I got that split with Erebon Radar.
I thought it worked well with them, and I was going to sort of liken that to what you did, and that, you know, it works well with the style.
Thank you. Yeah, I think vocally the way you did it worked really well. I guess in the overall thing, the way you did it worked. And there's so many times where I hear it's just like, this does not work. What are you guys thinking? But it worked.
You mentioned Opeth, and when Michael Ackerfeld first started putting in the clean vocals into Opeth, it was very sparing, and you looked forward to that part when it would come in, and it was really, the contrast was huge. But then, of course, they went down this rabbit hole, and they came out with the last couple of records, and they suck now. You know,
I mean, the last no, those albums are great.
No. It's just that's an ongoing fight on the
talking about Chris Squire earlier. I'm a fucking prog nerd too, so I'm all about heritage and beyond Opeth. I think that shit's awesome.
The beauty of it for me is I really don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. I like them, so.
Yeah, I mean,
John is our prog nerd.
But yeah, what I was saying though is when he first started doing it, he did it in the same way that Mike did it, where he just put a little bit in, and it made a much bigger impact. Less was a lot more. You know, and so whether or not you like the later stuff, you know, that's up to you if you like.
Well, but also in the broader sense, now the whole genre has kind of that mixed bag. You know, like the way you just described it in Opeth is the way it's happened, like across the genre. I think in a lot of ways, the people have embraced that. It's become more and more and more and more. So, it's
funny you bring that up because when they did "To Bid You Farewell" off of Morning Rise, Mike said he got absolutely destroyed for that song. I think it's one of the best songs they've ever written. And he got killed because he didn't have harsh vocals. And I'm thinking, how do you have harsh vocals in a song that doesn't do anything in terms of heaviness until like 9 minutes in out of 12, you know? So
right.
All right, guys. Well, what do you think? We should. Thank you. I mean, I think that was one of our longest interviews ever.
Yeah, that's 90 minutes.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
No. We sometimes we get a little spiritual connection to a band. I'm feeling like Temple of the Void is one of our official bands now.
Yeah. This has been a huge
Temple of Void. Probably put it.
Huge geek out moment for me, guys. Because I'm a big fan. Death Doom is like. I love death metal, I love doom, and death doom is sort of like my sweet spot.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah. You guys are my peanut butter and chocolate.
He's been very concerned. We've had a lot of technical issues lately, and he's been very concerned that I get this shit right for you guys coming on. So we've been lucky. All right, why don't we get into the news? Our first news item, I'm going to kick over to Jay.
Yeah, I'll be brief. I just had the good fortune to go to one of Bruce Dickinson's book signings out here in the Bay Area. He you guys may know, he has a book that just came out called "What Does This Button Do?" And he was prompted to write this book by that cancer experience he went through recently. So he did a book tour around the United States, and it was awesome, man. It was in a small bookstore. They could only fit about 200 people in there. You had to buy a ticket in advance to do it. I got a signed book out of it, but he was so busy that he had to catch a plane or something, so there was like no real talking to him. But he just what he did was basically did a PowerPoint presentation, and he showed the pictures from the book and then told the stories behind the pictures. And there's all kinds of pictures from Maiden and pre-Maiden and so on and so forth. And then I got a couple signed books out of it. Sent one off to George. He was funny. I didn't realize how close to death he was with his cancer experience. That was pretty touch and go there towards the end. Yeah, like we almost lost Bruce, and it's what prompted him to write the book. So that's it. I'll leave it at that. It was he's already done with the United States tour, so you won't have a chance to do it if you didn't take your opportunity. But it was a thrill to be so close to the man, as it were.
So I did read the book, and when it got to that portion at the end when he's talking about cancer.
No.
Oh well, no.
I'm just kidding.
He's just talking about.
Spoiler alert.
He just. I mean, yeah.
Go now, dude. Go ahead.
No. I don't really. I haven't experienced. Well, I've never had cancer, so I've never had chemo.
Yeah.
And I haven't had, thankfully, any like close friends who have went through that. But reading his, depiction of what it was like going through chemo, it sounded awful. I mean, just. His explanation just takes it to a whole other level. It's very visceral. It's
up to and including taking his first shit afterwards, which is a story he told. Yeah. That was the way he closed up the book signing. He kind of read that piece and then told the story. And he was, what, I'm telling you, he was already a great guy, but this added this weird level of humanity to him. You could see how humbled he felt by this experience, and also how positive there was no crybaby stuff or anything like that. It was just what you'd expect from Bruce. It was just like, yeah, man, that shit fucked me up. You know what I mean? And then on we go. What's next? You know what I mean? He's a treasure, man. He really is. I love Bruce, and I haven't got to the book yet because I'm reading something else right now.
Oh, I mean, it's a great book, but I just want to talk about the hideously foreshortened photograph of him on the cover.
Yeah.
Like, it looks awful. I can't believe of all the photographs ever taken of Bruce, he's like, that's the one for me. With his big hairy arms, looking like it looks ridiculous. It's just the worst book cover ever.
No, it's like a book by somebody from CBS this morning or something.
It's ridiculous. It's a bizarre-ass picture anyway, Aaron.
For a metal guy, for one thing.
I always like Bruce Dickinson. I like Bruce Dickinson. He's a positive force in heavy metal, and I feel like there's not enough of that. Like, oh yeah, there it is.
That's
okay.
a bad picture.
Yeah, that's probably not the best photo.
That's a sweet picture.
That's a
the back photo.
Yeah, the back.
I feel like because he's squatting.
That's awesome.
That's Bruce.
That's
no, he is a positive force, and I can only just say this: his presence in person was just the same. He was just, you could just see the positivity on this guy. But he's also one of those guys that, like we were allowed to write questions on pieces of paper, and I did, and he read my question. He read everybody's question. He did like a speed round. But it occurred to me that he has.
What was your question? What are you doing later, big boy?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I read it was about William Blake, because I'm a big fan of his Chemical Wedding record, which is all based on the poems of William Blake. And I happen to know a little bit about William Blake. So, but he didn't have time to go into it. He just suggested a book to read about William Blake. But anyway, I can say this also. He's been so famous for so long. You could never have a meaningful conversation with Bruce, because everybody in the world has told him how great he is. You know what I mean? And I'm not picking on Bruce. I'm just saying, I just realized this guy is like an icon status now. There's
meaningful for you.
It was, absolutely. No, don't get me wrong. I guess all I mean to say is that he's been at this for so long now that there's no way I could make an impression on Bruce Dickinson.
Oh, you like my music? What a surprise.
But it was to be around somebody like that. It was cool to be around this icon of that stature, especially because Number of the Beast was one of the first and most important metal.
You could probably get arrested, but you could probably think of some things to make an impression.
So it was a real treat, and I've actually had the good fortune to meet a couple of the other guys in Maiden. So, but I'd never been so close to Bruce in person. So it was great. It was great. Highly
recommend. I've never met anybody in Maiden. I'm super jealous. That's awesome.
So not everybody has been as lucky as Bruce. There's actually quite a few dead people recently. One that I forgot to put on the list and is a big deal. Just 1 month ago today, Jonathan Rossi of Pilgrim died. And that
was a great band.
Yeah, that fucking sucked. I've been like waiting for the new album from them.
Me too.
And we already mentioned Martin Ain. And two of the three Young brothers, Malcolm Young and George Young, both died within the last month-ish.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, Malcolm Young's everywhere, but yeah, both of them died. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And, of course, Chuck Mosley from Faith No More died at 57 of a suspected heroin overdose. That sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, Martin is the great loss there, but above and beyond that, of course, in the icon sense, Malcolm Young that's a huge loss,
and
man. But I mean, he was gone already. He'd gone into dementia, and unfortunately, I'd seen this picture of him. Somebody did snap one of the last public photos of him, and he looked like he had dementia. He just looked bewildered. I mean, he was out with some helper or something.
Yeah, well, he was out of the band for a while at that point.
Yeah,
a couple years. He's been out for a couple years. I wonder if,
I've actually been on an AC/DC kick because of it. It's just like, okay, going back and revisiting. I mean, what a quintessential rock band, especially Bon Scott era for me, bar none. I love that shit. If You Want Blood, You Got It. One of my favorite live albums, like Whole Lot of Rosie. God, that song.
Whole Lot of Rosie.
Man,
it's so good on that album. Oh, it's so much better than the studio version.
I can watch that Live in Paris movie over and over and over, man. It's basically roughly the If You Got Blood set. It's not that show, but it's when Angus was still like Angus. You know what I mean? Like a maniac. I mean, people thought they were a punk band at first.
Sweat.
Yeah,
and nonstop motion.
Letting the cat out of the bag here. That also inspired our list for this week. We'll be doing the top 10 songs from AC/DC. We normally we do like top 3, top 5. We were like, 5 isn't going to cut it. 10 it's going to have to be 10.
I'm surprised you didn't want to go to 40,
hey,
George.
I could do it.
We could have done 40, trust me.
Easily. All right. So, one of the big things in the news lately is pretty much everybody that's ever been anybody has been getting accused of sexual harassment.
Where's this going?
The next news item.
Well, Will grabbed me 5 minutes ago.
Well, I was a little surprised and I thought it was ironic that Gene Simmons commended women for finally opening up about their experiences with sexual harassment. And I read that and I looked over at my wife and I said, that now people are going to come out and jump on his ass. And unsurprisingly, they did. And now he's getting, accused of things as well. I was like, dude, don't stick your head up. You're going to get it chopped off.
So I've got a question for you guys. What did you think about Morrissey's statement to Der Spiegel?
I didn't see it.
I did not hear that.
Well, I guess I don't really want to. If I paraphrase it, then I'm only paraphrasing. But he was, people were giving him shit, and they're essentially a lot of women were giving him shit for it too. But essentially, he was saying we should look at all these accusers in context. Is really what he was saying at the end of it. And rape is not the same as some of the other things that people have been accused of doing. And that's essentially what he was saying. Like if you masturbate in front of somebody in a room, that is different from raping someone.
See, I told you, George, you can't do that.
Yeah, now I know. Okay, sorry. Now I know. Don't do that. Got it.
And the other thing he was saying was, he's like, sometimes he said essentially so-called victims are really just disappointed at the outcome of what happened. Now, he's not talking about rape. He goes to say, rape is horrible, blah, blah, blah. Sexual assault is horrible. But he's like, in the instances where someone hooks up with somebody and then they don't get maybe what they expected out of this encounter, it's only then, after the fact, that they
And maybe that's what happened to Decapitated. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Like who knows? But he got under a lot of fire for making these comments, and that's why you just don't take my word for it. You should read what he said about it to get the way he obviously articulated it was more, was better than how I just said it. But that was like the nuts and bolts of it, and I agreed with actually everything that he said. But I appreciate that he went out and stuck his nuts out there to have an opinion that was controversial when it comes to something as, as hot as talking about, sexual abuse.
It's a hard thing to talk about, and and I mean, I think what everybody might be on edge about too, though, is that, I mean, it's gone through Hollywood, and if it comes to rock and roll, man, it's going to get out of control. I mean, like seriously, come on.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's known for years.
That's actually his point too.
Like, there's a lot of people that are getting already put on blast for it.
Well, like the decapitated thing.
And you've got the 60s and 70s people, the David Bowies and the Aerosmith, and the people that were like, yeah, man, we just hooked up with a 14-year-old girl, and it's like, it's public knowledge, and
she was only 17.
And they never, nobody ever did anything about that. It's like, it's rock and roll, and you don't see as much of it yet, anyway. Blowing back.
And that's what Morrison said too. He's like, that's what he said. He's like, if you look at rock and roll, then everyone is going to be guilty of something. So we've got to draw a line between what that something is, because rape is different than, X, Y, and Z. And I was looking at these accusations, and some of them, they just really demean the people who get raped when they get lumped in with people who said, so-and-so asked to rub my shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
That gets counted as the same weight as when he raped somebody. And that
actually
sucks,
I'd like to point out when they did the whole Me Too thing started happening on Facebook, hashtag Me Too, it said, the way that statement read was, if you've ever been sexually harassed or sexually assaulted, you should put hashtag Me Too. And I was so troubled by that, because I thought people like my sister-in-law were saying Me Too, and I was like, did somebody just that's two pretty big categories, and all they were doing was Me Too. And I thought, oh God, how many of these poor girls have been raped? That was literally a jar of pickles I just passed in front of the thing there.
Can we talk about pickles now?
Watch out, past.
What's your favorite pickle?
You got a big pickle.
This is kind of a sticky subject, but I do feel like predatory action should be put on blast. I think that people should know better, and it is kind of astonishing the level of shit that goes on that people don't even realize, because people are either too afraid to say something or not. But I also believe in the American justice system, and I do believe that people are innocent until proven guilty. And I think that all sides should be considered, and an option should become to come up with what is decided to be the correct thing, and everything is very situational and contextual. But it is astonishing the amount of instances that things like this do happen, and I do think that women finding their voice and doing things, I think that that's a positive thing, and that's just the be all end all that I'm going to say on that.
Well, I saw a great meme that maybe this can wrap this. Maybe this can wrap this conversation up. But I saw a meme the other day, and it said the 2018 Oscar audience, and it was just Meryl Streep in this big empty theater place.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so on a much lighter note,
pickles.
Alex, when we were doing the Skype test earlier, I mentioned that we had John and I had another appropriate beer to drink tonight while interviewing you guys, and we have Counterweight Brewing Company from Connecticut and their Void Oatmeal Stout.
That looks heavy. Well, we're gonna one up you, and we just switched over to a nice Pinot.
The label looks kind of badass.
That expensive grape juice.
Oh, it's got a cat on it. That's probably why it got purchased, because it has a
nice.
cat on it. There you go.
Makes like a phoenix cat.
Cat sell.
Cats on the internet, man.
We have a deer on ours though. Stag.
I tried Diabolical before because it was called Diabolical, and it was like $6, but I just didn't like it. But I don't like.
It's for men.
Diabolical for men.
I was gonna say it's got a rabbit on it.
I just cannot wait to come to DC. I just want to come to DC.
All right, dude, we will. We'll do it. In fact, if you give me enough heads up notice, if there's a particular beer style you guys like, we may be able to whip something up super special for that evening.
Wow.
Could you make a cider?
No.
I'm sorry. What did you guys say earlier?
Alex drinks.
He's European.
He
You
drinks
have to
3 quarters
forgive
of the beer, then he leaves it, then he walks away, and he kicks over and spills it at the practice space, which is always my house.
Yeah. No, no, we're a brewery, so we don't make cider. But I will say this: I will give a shout out to Brimminghorn Meadery I think they're in Milton, Delaware, not Maryland, Delaware.
Delaware, yeah.
As far as I could tell, it's a heavy metal themed meadery, and they made the official mead for Incantation called Goat's Blood, and
that's the best mead I've ever had.
It is unbelievable. It's not a cider, it's a mead, but it was unbelievable. It was so good. It was like made with grapes, honey, and something else.
Something like that. It was good.
I think I still have one bottle left.
We shot our one and only music video in a meadery.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Bee Nectar.
Yeah. They make the Star Wars episode 13 or whatever.
I've got some Pentagram one sitting on my shelf at home right now.
So one of the guys who founded Bee Nectar, who's no longer with them, was my old roommate. And he needed just an empty, desolate, generic background to set up our amps and shoot the video. And they were expanding Bee Nectar into an adjacent building, so they hadn't built it out yet. So it was just, unfinished warehouse-looking space. So that's where we set up.
But I do like that you're sort of like, we need an empty, desolate space that looks like nobody's in it. Can we come and film at your business? It has to look like nobody's been there in 1,000 years.
Bee Nectar's good.
I don't like what you're insinuating there. Moving on. So there's some new albums that are going to be coming out. The first one really excited me because we haven't seen this incarnation of the band in a while. Corrosion of Conformity is going to be releasing their new album, No Cross, No Crown, on January 12th. However, they've released the first song, Cast the First Stone, and I think I'm going to have to. It was okay. They've done better. It wasn't terrible.
Well, I would say to me, when I heard the song, it harkened back to not the early years, but like Blind. Like, I liked it.
I didn't dislike it. It just didn't blow me away like the stuff on In the Arms of God did. So that's all. We'll see. Another new album that is imminent. The fourth album from Tribulation, called Down Below, is coming out January 26th. And they have released a video for the new song, The Lament. And again, I'm going to have to go with the song title. Didn't really care for it, unfortunately. Anybody else listen to it?
Because it didn't have any synthwave, or why didn't you like it?
Ouch.
It just didn't... Again, I didn't think it was bad, but it didn't really grab me.
I haven't listened yet.
I'm glad you guys did your homework.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know it was out there.
Okay, I'm just going to keep getting worse here, because the next one, Machine Head has released the new song Beyond the Pale from their upcoming album Catharsis.
Now we're talking.
And I really didn't like that one.
What?
I really didn't like it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's way too middle era Machine Head for me.
What is middle era?
Well, like the first two albums were good. Then there was some stuff that wasn't so good, and then there was The Blackening and Beyond.
Yeah.
And this is
That's when. Isn't that when Phil
Demmel got back
in and they just kind of became violent again?
Yeah. Except for
I would love it if Machine Head became violent.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love it if they just played Burn My Eyes again, because that's one of my all-time favorite records. Don, the new guitarist who isn't here today, him and I are... Brent's a big fan.
Sure.
Burn My Eyes is one of, I think, if I was on a desert island, I'd have Burn My Eyes with me on a desert island.
That's their debut album.
Yeah, when that came out, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest band ever. But then the whole rap rock thing happened, and
even the second record, he sings and he ruins it when he sings. I like the Blackening, and I like the one after that too. But then he writes 12-minute thrash songs, and it's like, get the hell out of here! You need to chop this down and stop singing. because he ruins it every time he sings instead of growling. You know what I mean? Like melodically singing.
And he at least had the decency to warn us that this new album was going to be different, saying that, it's not all that heavy. I'm like, all right, well.
I haven't heard it. You guys haven't heard the track. I haven't heard it, so.
Yeah, I haven't.
I thought I heard it on Liquid Metal, and I actually thought it sounded good, but maybe it wasn't the same song.
I don't think you heard it well. I really don't. Because I agree with George 100%, yeah.
I mean, I'll admit I'm not the biggest Machine Head fan. I have 2 albums, Burn My Eyes and The Locust.
Yeah.
And, you really need you need the Blackening, dude. The Blackening.
Yeah, Blackening and Locust are really good.
Nevertheless. Yeah.
Through the Ashes of Empires.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that was the comeback. That was when they started to go in the right direction again.
Back one opening song, they just rewrote Davidian and called it something else, and it worked because they just rewrote Davidian, so the opening song is amazing.
I just miss Violence.
I could talk about Chris Squire, but Machine Head, I'm kind of falling short. Sorry, guys.
And At the Gates is also working on a new album that's only been given the vague release date of early 2018. That last album was kind of good. I think it made my list that year. But like melodic Swedish death metal, not really my thing these days. So I don't know what I'll think of that. We'll see.
Oh my God, bite your tongue. John's going to jump through that screen and kill you.
I don't listen to melodic Swedish death metal.
Oh, that's right, because Opeth is now a folk metal band.
But they were never melodic Swedish death metal. No.
Al Svensson was always my favorite At the Gates member. I thought he wrote the best riffs. All
right. Nobody had a comeback for that, so. So I saw something from Andy LaRocque that seems to indicate that we might be seeing some new King Diamond music finally.
I've been saying that for 5 years.
So I'm hoping 2018 is the year that we will, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I bet it still comes out before the next Tool album.
Definitely. And this next one, I was very curious about. Dee Snider is apparently teaming up with Jamie Josta and 2 members of Toxic Holocaust for an album. Now, I don't know what to think of that.
I think Josta's producing it or something.
I think he is. I don't know. Maybe I didn't read it close enough, but I'm a huge Dee Snider fan, and I'm not a big Hatebreed fan. It's okay. I think Jamie Jost is kind of cool though, and Toxic Holocaust is definitely cool. So I'm very curious to see what this is going to sound like.
Wait, what's the Toxic Holocaust?
2 of the guys are playing on the album. Joel and somebody, and I can't remember who the other one was.
Oh, so Joel is involved?
Joel and Dee Snider. I mean, come on, what the hell is going to happen here? I hope.
Joel's a pretty prolific musician, man. I mean, he's got.
He does. I love that stuff.
Now. He's got a lot of, from being just a guy that kind of came out of, doing Toxic Holocaust and like just kind of being part of like the thrash and the more metal punk movement. Like he's really developed into a pretty prolific musician. I mean, he mastered the Nuke album. I mean, he's gotten really good as far as like production and things like that go. He's kind of the go-to guy for a lot of Hell's Headbangers releases. I know that. I'd be interested in. If I get around and I think about it, I'd totally be interested in checking it out.
Yeah. So I guess we'll find out more later on that one. Definitely be checking back.
Hey, real quick, are you guys, and maybe more Mike than the rest of you guys, but you guys fans of the horror movie series Hellraiser?
I like Hellraiser. 1 and 2, obviously the best. 3 is cut off. And after that, it gets like it becomes parody of itself. What's the one where it's like he's now like in command? He's in the internet. It's like one of the later ones. I don't know. I've watched them before under the influence of various substances. But I mean, 1 and 2, I fucking love those movies.
So yeah, I mean, Hellraiser 1 was definitely one of the coolest, scariest movies. The reason why I bring it up is John and I are about to crack open yet another Imperial
Jesus
Stout.
Christ, you just cracked a beer.
Oh,
Fucking luscious.
Jesus wept.
I got to go to work tomorrow.
What? Not with that attitude. So we got Sino Stout from Counterweight Brewing Company. A stout so dark it will tear your soul apart. And it's got a cat with all the nails in its head. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway.
Cats and Hellraiser.
We thought it was yet another appropriate beer to drink to Temple the Void. Compliments my friend Luch up in Connecticut.
Thank you, Luch.
Thank you, Luch. He doesn't listen, but thank you, Luch.
Well, that's not cool.
All right, why don't we move on to the new releases?
This week's new releases, here they are. Spend your hard-earned money now.
The first of which I couldn't possibly pronounce. Any guesses on how that's pronounced?
Auden.
They're from
Auden.
Iceland.
Yeah, it's from Iceland.
We know that
And
much.
It's probably like Odin.
Odin.
Yeah.
And the album title is even worse. Farfignugan, no. Farvagur Fyrndar is the album. Black metal band from Iceland, and I've only actually given it one listen so far, but I've liked.
What is the name of the band?
Auden, Audn, is my guess on the pronunciation.
It's not bad. It's pretty cool stuff.
He's trying to get it to him.
Settle down, Mike. Settle down. Go ahead.
We've had a lot of drinks here tonight.
Yeah, I'm whatever. I'm on my fucking. I'm drinking beer now. I had like how many glasses of that wine?
Carry on with your own
Continue on.
podcast.
Anyway, it's
So
worth a listen, so you should check it out. It's on Bandcamp.
yeah, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty good.
Next one, I've been waiting for this one, the new album from Blaze of Perdition called Conscious Darkness. I'm just now realizing I didn't make any of the notes that I normally make on all these albums, so I don't know a fucking thing. And I really liked their last album. It's black metal. It's on Bandcamp. Check it out. This next one, Will will have a few words to say about it, I'm sure. The new Cannibal Corpse album, Red Before Black.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I was masturbating. Say again.
Orgasm through torture. So what I think most of us, at least three of us, are kind of big fans of this new album. What do you think, Will?
I will actually say this is going to be shocking to all of you, but I love Cannibal Corpse. I'm not the number one Cannibal Corpse fan, but I'm probably like number 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah. But I mean, it's Cannibal Corpse. I love it. I don't think it's as good as the last few albums, though. I will say that. But I do.
Still
like
going to be
it.
your number one this year, though, right?
Nope. It might be. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to say shit about it. Numpty futz.
I haven't heard it yet. Would you say it's just kind of par for the course? Or...
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Is there clean vocals?
No, unfortunately, that would be awesome.
No. So in that case, I mean, it's Cannibal Corpse. You know what you're going to get there, and it's, to me, there's very slight nuances. What makes a great Cannibal Corpse album? What makes a phenomenal Cannibal Corpse album? I mean, and this is just coming from my opinion. Every album they're going to make, especially in the last like 10 years, has been great. I do think the last probably 3 or 4 albums have been a little bit better than this one. But it's still great. Like, that's the thing. It's still great, but
I feel like they went back a little more raw. I think the last at least 2 albums has been a little more produced.
Produced a little more.
A little.
And they said that. They said that this one was going to be a little bit more raw. I just think that I hate to even use this term with a band like Cannibal Corpse, but there was some of the previous albums. There was some stuff that was a little bit more catchy, and I hate using that term, but more memorable. I don't know.
More
There's
accessible.
a couple of catchy things.
I think some of the best songs in Cannibal Corpse's repertoire have memorable parts.
Yeah.
That's why you like them.
Bleeding is my favorite Cannibal Corpse record, and I
Mine
like
too.
it because it is catchy.
Yeah. Like if you think about the last album, and they had that song Killer Become, where it's like fire up the chainsaw. It's like that was catchy as hell, and I don't think they quite got to that level on this.
There's a couple. Only One Will Die. The last song is kind of catchy. The title track is pretty catchy.
Yeah. No, I mean, trust me, it's a great album. It's just, it's not quite there, in my opinion, of the last
Cannibal
couple.
Corpse connoisseurish.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Skeletal Domain was immediately catchy. It just you just dug it right off the bat. When I first heard Red Before Black, I was like, oh man, this is not really all that great. It's just not doing it. But with repeated listens, then it starts growing on you, and every time I listen to it, I like it more and more. So it's not as catchy, but I think it's just going to take longer to really work its way into your system, unlike the last two, which were just immediate hits right out the gate.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's exactly what I thought, Alex.
All right. Next up, we have the album from Cloak called To Venomous Depths. I know they're an American band.
They're from
Atlanta.
Really? I believe so. Yeah.
American
they're from down south somewhere.
I thought it
might be Nashville.
I think they're from Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Did we played Blood of the Wolf? I played with Cloak. Either it was with Temple of Void or it was with Nuke.
Yeah, you're right. Atlanta.
They're a cool band.
They played a fest in Kentucky called Blood of the Wolf, which is put on by the guys. Are you guys familiar with the death metal band Tombstalker?
No.
Okay, well, they're pretty cool guys. They're from Kentucky. They throw on a very like DIY, very tight-knit fest down there called Blood of the Wolf. And I remember Cloak were there back when they were still relatively underground. It's actually it's pretty cool how big that band's blown up since then.
I haven't heard
The record's cool. The new record's good.
them. They sound like Tribulation, but I haven't heard them.
A little bit less so on this one, I think.
Anyway, I've enjoyed the album, so I would highly recommend checking this out on Bandcamp.
It made Decibel's list, but I don't know why Temple of Void wasn't on there. Just saying.
It's a good question.
Next up, I'm gonna take some shit from some of our listeners that I know about this next one, but Desolate Shrine, Deliverance from the Godless Void didn't really do much for me. I'm sorry.
Because it had no synthwave?
Yes. That is exactly why.
You're out of your mind.
Actually,
George.
a lot of.
This is a great album. I actually have it. I love it.
Well, that's why we do this to make fun of each other. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, I'm really hoping nobody's going to get on board with this next one because I hate it. The new Electric Wizard album, Wizard Bloody Wizard.
I like it.
It might be the best. Might be
I
the
like
best
it.
album cover of the year, though. I'll tell you.
I almost texted you. Okay, that's sarcasm, but I can smell your sarcasm all the way from the West Coast here, John. I like it. I almost texted you beforehand, George, but I wanted to drop that on your live.
Because I don't know. I mean, normally I crap on them because their production is just absolutely shit. But this,
I like it better than the last
the
one.
production's better on this one, but his vocals just annoy the hell out of me. And I'm not usually one to shit all over things, but
he's always sounded like that,
They're
though.
a lot more dry on this album,
And they're a lot more forward.
like things like Witch Cult Today and stuff, where it's just like immersed in like a wash of just like reverb delay, and they sound almost like they're coming from beyond the mountaintops or something like that. Like they're very very distant in the mix. They're very upfront. I saw a video that they did, but that's really been my only exposure with the new album. I mean, I'm
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm probably the fan of them and this podcast. I mean, I think everybody likes Little Spots, but I seem to be on the exact opposite trend of everybody else when I read the reviews. And because I thought Witch Cult Today and Black Masses were both awesome, and then I hated the last one. I thought the last one was just ridiculous, and then I feel like this one was great too. So, yeah, believe it or not, it might be on my list, George. That's how much I like it.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Like the last one I think is it's super nihilistic, and I don't think it's very catchy. It
was not catchy at all, dude.
And it doesn't hold up to things like Witch Cult Today or their earlier work. And then this new one sounds more like Blue Cheer. It's got really cool production, and it's just catchy. There's nothing wrong with the word catchy. I mean, it's just
it could have come out between maybe it could have come out between Come My Fanatics and Dope Throne. You know what I mean? It's like it slides right in between those two records, sort of. But I just love the whole weird occult 70s horror film thing they do, and it works a little bit better with that retro sound all of a sudden. It makes it a little spookier.
Yeah.
The
last
do
track's
it,
awesome.
They do it very well,
Right.
and they've been doing it a lot longer than most bands do. And there's just so much on the market right now that just do that, like just use the occult stuff and like the 70s imagery and the old Jess Franco films and the old it's just oversaturation. Wizard are kind of they're the ones that really are the bread and butter of that. It's like if anybody can get away with using it and doing it, they can.
They were the first too.
I can't speak for the new album because I really haven't heard it aside from just kind of checking some stuff out in passing, like that video or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's pretty par for the course for like Wizard stuff.
Keep an open mind.
It's cool when I'm in the mood for that sort of thing. It really is. It's such a saturated market that like I just get so burnt out on it. Wizard are one of the bands where it's like, okay, well, you guys were sort of one of the progenitors of that. You guys were the guys that really like took that to the forefront and influenced all these like thousands of bands out there that kind of try and do the same thing, you know. So it's sort of I'm interested to see what sort of the masters are doing at that point, you know. If you say it's good, I will definitely get around to giving it a full listen. I try to do everything. I like Black Masses. I didn't like it as much as Witch Cult today.
Yeah.
You know, and
I told him it was good. He didn't listen to me, but you tell him it's good, and I listen to you.
It is
you're
good,
like,
man.
oh my
It
god,
is-
Jay, if you said it's good, I'm gonna check it out. I'm like, we all like.
well, you
Jay
like.
says good.
Yeah, they're
I'm
like Jay likes
shit.
this. We're not even gonna try
So
it.
they all like.
No, it's a good Electric Wizard record.
All right.
It's-
For my 2 cents, I listened to it and I thought it was decent. So
Well, fuck me.
That's a little, that was a little tepid. But fine.
All right. This next one, I was very excited about initially. The new Godflesh album, Post Self. And the first, like, 2 songs were really good. And I was like, oh, this is going to make my list. And then it kind of fell off a cliff. I actually never even made it all the way through to the end because the next, like, 3-4 songs were just so kind of boring that I never finished it. Did anybody else listen to this? No.
No, sir.
I thought it was
Not
great.
yet.
Jay, like
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm a Godflesh fan. I just
Yeah, I
liked it.
generally like what they do, and I don't know what was going on after the first couple songs. I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to it again. I might be, judging it too harshly. I really like the first 2 songs, though.
And Joseph Broderick's one of my favorite musicians. I haven't checked
Yeah,
out the
he's
new
amazing.
Godflesh, but
I think it's fantastic. I just like Godflesh.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
All right, well,
Forever.
I will
really
go back
do.
and give it another try.
It's just like a fan of Godflesh. I don't care what they put.
I
out.
like
just
Godflesh
it.
albums that most people hate. You know?
Such as?
Love it.
Like Hymns. A lot of people don't like
Oh,
Hymns
Hymns
because it's so
rules.
organic. Or I mean, I could be wrong. There's probably people listening like, "What the fuck? I love that album." I love that album too, but I know a lot of people that like Godflesh that don't like that because it's so organic sounding. My favorite Godflesh album is Selfless. I love that album so much.
Yeah, it was my first.
yeah, I was gonna say that's my first one I got too.
All right, next up, John can probably tell you a little more about this one since I didn't make any notes, but Hypergiant and their album Father Sky. What can you tell us, John?
All I know about them is they're from, I believe, Australia. They're kind of a doom stoner metal band. Just happened to catch my eye because of the album cover, but I thought it was pretty cool stuff. I mean, I'm kind of down on stoner metal. It's just generic for me now because there's so much of it. But this has got a little bit more of a doom feel to it. Will has a question or an answer, something to say. Will?
No, I like stoner metal, so.
Oh, okay, thank you. I will. But
I thought you would love this because, like,
no, I do.
I was just showing you my notes, like fuzz rock, stoner, progressive.
It is. No, you're not listening to me. I do like this album. That's what I'm trying to say. You cut me off.
What'd you
Thank
say?
I said, fuck you. No, I do like this album a lot, actually. I think people should check it out. They're into the doom, stoner metal, fuzz, progressive stuff that Will has written down on his notes.
Need more time.
Need more time.
I listened to it briefly earlier today, but I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I need to check it out more.
It's kind of riff heavy, I think, which is cool. So
Love the riff.
give it a spin if you like it. And Will will like it automatically because they're from Australia. So
I love Australia. I studied abroad there and had the best
What
time
was
of
her
my
name?
life. So
Oh,
name shall not be revealed on this podcast.
And George asks in the singular, not the plural.
So
Her name was Rio. I'm sorry, go ahead.
so next we have The King is Blind and their new album, We Are the Parasite, We Are the Cancer. Now that's what I'm talking about. That album fucking kills.
You know, it's interesting. My notes are Bolt Thrower meets Entombed.
Okay.
it's a little hard to nail down, actually. I mean, I'm not wrong.
It's almost got a little ministry in there
meaning-
for me.
That's-
The driving nature of the songs.
If I heard that album title and that band name, I would think they'd be like swoopy haircut kind of trivia. I would just immediately not listen to what you're saying because of what it's
Sprockets.
called.
That's right. Yeah.
Nobody listens to what
Autobahn.
George
Yeah,
says,
nobody
trust
cares what
me.
I say. But you should listen to it, and you should listen to the next one too. Procession has a new album called Doom Decimation, and I know they're South American. I really wish I'd made the frickin' notes. I thought they were Chilean.
Right.
And it's sort of
I
a
love that.
traditional doom, and this is a really good album. So
That's I was talking to Brent about that. That's the one that's got like it's like
Yes,
sperm,
the
but they
space
look
sperm.
like
Yeah,
they're,
that's
they're
it.
bombs, right? Or something like
You got
that.
it.
What?
I haven't listened to it yet, but I saw the album cover. I was like, that's pretty cool. I dig that.
You had me at sperm.
Yeah, but it's space sperm. I mean, come on.
Attack of the Space Sperm. All right.
Oh, that is a cool album cover.
I like that band anyway.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that band.
Shit, when we first started jamming Temple of Void, Brent and I, we went back and forth on that band a little bit. You know, just kind of feeling it out because we didn't really
That's
know each
awesome.
other prior to doing the band, so we're kind of feeling each other out on music tastes and things like that. That was definitely a band I think you and I bonded on.
Hashtag me too.
All right, then. Next, we have a band called Under the Church and Supernatural Punishment. It's an international death metal band featuring members from Sweden and Iceland and places like that. I included this on here because I heard the album. I thought it was all right. I honestly meant to come back and listen to it more before this episode, so I can't tell you too much other than it's, at least relatively decent death metal.
It's kind of Celtic Frosty,
Really?
actually.
Well,
It sounds like I think every Swedish death metal band uses like the same distortion pedal to make it sound like Entombed, and it's
Seems like it.
that's exactly what it sounded
Yeah.
like to me.
It's a pretty tired guitar tone, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
This one?
it could be.
That's the one.
Exactly.
and our last new release is one that I'm definitely going to jump up and down about. The new Witchery album, I Am Legion. I just saw these guys at Wacken back in August, and they fucking killed it. And I'm sure there's going to be some people that aren't as big a fan of this album as I am, because it is sort of commercialized black metal. But I just really like what they're doing here.
But it's still heavy as all get out, dude. They are a heavy band. I mean,
That's the best kind of black metal.
Sympathy for the Devil or whatever. That
Sympathy for the Devil?
yeah, that
Early stuff.
I remember that was a pretty. I really dug that album. I think that came out. I was in high school.
Yeah.
If I'm dating myself right now. I dug that. I'm really not. I mean, is that Jensen dude that used to be in like the Haunted and stuff like that? Is he still involved in
yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
band anymore?
he's still there. It's the last two are really worth your time. I would give
That's
the last two
with the
records
new
a dip
singer,
if you
yeah.
haven't looked into them for a while. Yeah.
You heard it here. You've got Electric Wizard and the last two Witchery.
Whatever, man. I'll entertain anything. Like I said, I don't really get to check out a lot of new shit or like delve into stuff these days.
Well, yeah, because
So-
you have like 15,000 jobs.
You're too busy making music to listen to music.
Yeah.
It gets tough. Whatever.
Yeah, it is.
I appreciate shit. I appreciate novelty. I appreciate people trying to do things that are different. I really have a hard time rolling with bands that just kind of tread status quo, bands that are like, oh, hey, I want to be just like this band. Unless it's something that is like, okay, here's a band that doesn't exist anymore. Like Bolt bolt thrower, for a while, aside from recent stuff with their drummer dying and whatnot. I mean, it's like, okay, we don't need other bolt throwers because we already have a bolt thrower. You can have a bolt thrower influence or try and combine it with something else. But you know what I mean? If you really still have that legend, what's the point of replicating or doing exactly what they are?
So that brings me to Memoriam. Like, what do you guys think of Memoriam?
We liked it.
What do you guys think of
What do you think? What do you think of it?
I'm out of it. What do you think of Nitro?
You talking about Nitro like the Chris Adler Nitro?
Like from the 80s?
Oh, the Chris Adler Nitro.
Chris Adler Nitro. He wasn't on
No,
anything.
but I mean like the new.
No, but
I heard they were doing a new album.
I'm just being a jackass.
Well,
but OFR is definitely out fucking rages.
George, you need to soundbite that. I'm just being a jackass for future use. We like to do those sound bites that we can split in places. But I'm just being a jackass. I like that.
Please, if there's one thing you don't know me from anything right now, but I am definitely a dumbass. I don't take myself too seriously. I'm pretty serious about heavy metal. Like I'm pretty serious and staunch with my opinions on heavy metal. I think that I have a pretty set pretty rigid set of standards for what I like and dislike. But as far as I have a pretty good sense of humor. I joke.
I think you just described
and one thing I don't joke about is FR. So
yeah, that's what I was saying to Alex when Alex and I were doing the Skype preview. I'm like we're pretty serious metalheads. Like pretty much eats up our entire existence. But we take heavy metal seriously. We do not take ourselves very seriously.
This is that Seinfeld episode where the two different groups meet together because Elaine is between two different groups. Have you seen that?
I think I have.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
I know.
So Brent's gonna take off. He's gonna.
So, thank you, fellas. I appreciate it all the time.
Thank you.
Thanks,
man.
So, and thank you for the personal notes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna order more stuff because I want to keep you busy.
We're friends now. Thank you.
All right, man.
Safe travels.
Cool.
We'll catch you when we play your brewery.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
man. We'll be there, drinking free beers.
No, you got to pay there for free.
I do pay. I'm no fucking freeloader.
All right, so our next segment, this is called Skull Crusher or Skull Crushers, and this is where each episode we pick one of us to basically the other guys ask them questions about a band that they have chosen to see if they can answer the questions. And this episode, John is going to be taking on questions about Opeth.
Yes, I'm going to prove that I'm not the number one Opeth fan in the world.
No, you are, man.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, let's start with Will.
Okay, John.
Yes.
That's a good start.
You got his name right.
Hi, my name is John.
That's my shtick, yes.
Name every drummer in Opeth from the first one to the present one.
Wow.
You get extra bonus points for naming the years they were active in the band. And if you get that, then we get a little alone time later.
We're getting that regardless, bitch. Okay, so I'm going to go based on just albums. So I think his name's Anders Norden.
Yeah.
Is that it? On the first two albums. Then Martin Lopez came in with My Arms, Your Hearse. He plays through Ghost Reveries. He then leaves the band. Gene Hoglan joins for a tour. And then Martin Axelrod has been in the band since the recording of the Roundhouse tapes.
So the only one that you sort of missed, but you were correct in the way you caveated it, is the first guy to ever drum in the band before they ever recorded an album.
I can't remember who that is. So
his name is Really Even.
Yeah. And even if I did remember it, I couldn't pronounce it.
Is up to these days?
The
is
what?
he making music? Martin Lopez.
Yeah, he's in the
Soen.
band. Is it Soen? Soen.
Yeah, they're like very Tool.
Yeah,
like
it's
something
really
Tool.
good.
That's
Really
the
Yeah,
guy.
they've got. I think they've got the third album came out
Yep.
this year. I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of quiet. I mean, they're known, but they're just not huge. So, but yeah, he's doing that. I don't know if they tour a lot or
And
anything.
I think that's by design by him, isn't it? That he wants.
Yeah,
it
touring
that
was
way?
a big
Yeah.
issue with him. Yeah.
So I have one other question for you,
Okay.
John. Michael Ackerfeld has a cartoon character based on
yeah.
him.
I,
Who is it?
Yeah, it's Metalocalypse. I can't remember which one. I can see him, but I can't remember the
Toki.
name now. So I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Turkey Wartooth.
Yes, but he's one of the 5. Yes.
Yeah, from Metalocalypse. All right.
All right, respectable.
Those are good.
All right, I got 2 for you, John. I hope they're not total lobs, but we'll see. This one I think is probably the easier of the 2. What country was the underground? I think they were kind of underground progressive rock band from which Michael took the title for Blackwater Park.
Oh, I saw that.
And the band's called Blackwater Park.
Blackwater Park. The album's called Dirt Box.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Look at that. And then, so what country was
like
that?
Like I said, I'm a fucking prog nerd, so.
And this is just a fact I read somewhere that stuck with me.
I know it. I won't fucking say it though.
Right on.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't remember.
Take a stab. I think you might get lucky. It's not America.
United Kingdom, England.
Shoot. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Germany.
Okay.
Okay, and then now my
good
second.
prog came from fucking Germany, man.
Well, that's why I thought it would be an easy one. Neu and all those guys come from there. Okay.
Yeah, the funny thing is I don't. Of all the prog rock bands that Mike listens to and likes, I don't listen to any of them. I mean, I listen to a little bit of Camel, not that much, but whatever.
Comus.
Camel, fucking so good.
I know the first 4 albums are cool. I know.
Okay, the other one I think is a little easier, but I don't know if they've won any Grammys since this. So I'll just say, what record did they win their first Swedish Grammy for? And it might be their only one. It's just that I don't know if they won past this. So they won it was for hard rock performance, Swedish Grammys.
Well, that hard rock, that right there, that leaves out most of their catalog. So,
well, it's not. I mean, that's the name for it.
I'm just kidding.
At the Grammys. Yeah.
I have no clue.
Deliverance.
What's Deliverance really? I was gonna guess something like Watershed, but what would Deliverance?
I would have guessed Damnation just because it's the least.
Yeah, that would have been my guess.
More
right. But the reason why I went with Watershed is because they didn't really start getting any kind of serious media play until Ghost Reveries with the Grand Conjuration.
Yeah.
When video showed up for that. So.
And that brings us to you, George.
All right.
Geez, Jay just kicked me in the balls.
I'm sorry. I thought those would be easy ones. I apologize.
Jay's a dick.
Well, I'm hoping that you're going to know these because I was counting on you being the number 1 Opeth fan, but
I told you I'm not.
I've got 3, and the first 2 I don't know, but the third one is a true/false question, so I'm lobbing you that one. Okay, so the first question: the song "For Absent Friends" is named after, or at least called the same, as a song on an album from this older British prog band. Name the band and the album.
Next question.
Oh, man.
I told you guys, I don't know that much about
But you know this band.
Can I take
older British prog band. Yes.
Genesis.
Oh, shoot. I was going to guess something else. I would have been wrong. There you go. Nice. Oh, that's a gimme. He's got it. All right, keep going. Hit him again. Hit him hard.
Come on.
Oh, that's a shitty album.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't
Genesis.
No, it is Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
The only 2 I would think it would be either Nursery
Correct.
Crime or Selling England.
Nursery Crime. All right.
Thank you.
Look at you. Have a positive attitude about yourself, John.
I
feel good about yourself. You can do it, man. You can do it.
Now I'm embarrassed because I'm a huge Peter Gabriel Genesis fan. I have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, that's why I thought you would get that one. All right. Who are the albums Deliverance and Damnation dedicated to?
Oh,
dude, this is like
you guys
again
killing him.
I think I believe it or not.
I picked this one because I know that you know Mike, and I thought maybe this might be something you would know.
Yeah, damn, you guys are in metal mental meltdown categories now. You guys,
this is almost like
the assistant producer on the second flight.
Again, I don't normally go this far into the deep into the woods, but
I got one better for you. This is almost like saying, okay, so Rush on every album in the liner notes they dedicate the album, or it's based on the letter of. Do you remember that from? Was it Romper Room or something like that? Or I can't remember. This show is based on the letter E or the letter
Sesame
F.
Street or something.
Right.
Or Sesame Street. Jeez, I don't.
It was his grandmother who died in a car accident during the recording.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
yeah.
All right.
Again, these are the finer details that I haven't ventured
All right,
into.
here's your 50-50 one. True or false? Michael is a founding member of Opeth.
That's false all the way. He's
Exactly.
not a founding member.
I was surprised to see that.
He came in. He came in a couple months later.
And then when he came in, he fired everybody,
Actually, him and
including the founder.
No, actually, David Eisenberg or whatever. They're the only two that remained.
Was it called Opeth when he got there?
Yes, he's not responsible for the name, but I believe he's responsible for the logo, though. If I'm not mistaken.
I always assumed he was responsible for the name.
No. See, I was expecting questions about the name, what Mike's first band was, Eruption. You know, I was expecting all that stuff.
Oh, the easy crap.
Yeah, because a lot of people know Mike was in a band called Eruption.
Well, dude, Wikipedia will tell you that.
Whatever.
All right.
So I am like the number 4,552nd Opeth fan.
That's okay. At least it's out there now.
It's out there that you suck.
Look, it's impossible for me to be the number one fan. My friend Angie is the number one fan of all time. She's been to like 200 shows all around the world. So
let's get her on the phone.
Yeah, this is where we should have had a call in a lifeline.
God, man, I should have did Rush. Jesus.
Yes, always next time.
All right, we are moving into the home stretch now.
Wait. So we got to keep this going. So that means it's my turn.
Okay,
next.
that's true. Yep.
And I would like to do Iron Maiden minus the Blaze Bayley records.
Next time, Iron Maiden.
Why? Because you don't like the best album. You don't want to cover the best albums ever by Iron Maiden. Like, what do you? Why?
And that's just because I love them so much. I don't want to answer questions about them.
So Jay,
they're close to my heart.
Just real quick, Jay, you say that, but one of Blaze's songs is one of my favorite songs by Maiden, but it's with Bruce singing now, and that's The Klansman.
Klansman, yeah, I was just gonna say
the live version of that. I want to fucking be there in Brazil, just my fist in the air, screaming The Klansman. You know.
All right, I'm dating myself a little bit. My first exposure to Maiden was actually X Factor.
What?
Yes, and I actually didn't.
I
like
saw
it.
them on that tour at Harpo's.
Hold on, I'm gonna date myself. My first Maiden album, when it actually came out, was made in Japan.
Yeah. See,
that's dating yourself.
See, but so I grew up in literally the worst time to get into Iron Maiden, and it actually turned me off for a while until I actually discovered Diano Maiden, and Diano Maiden really won it over. And still, the first two Maiden albums are bar none my favorite ones.
Really?
And I love Bruce Dickinson Maiden and things like that, but going back now as an adult and revisiting X Factor and Virtual 11 and stuff like that, the songs are actually really good, and I don't really want to blame Blaze Bayley.
No.
It's not really his fault.
I think the
or anything
production
like that. They're good songs. He's just not the right singer for that band.
See, okay, now there's a question I expected. Which Iron Maiden song did Opeth cover? Which would have been really cool to ask.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a cool
easy.
Song. But
Was it Remember Tomorrow?
Remember Tomorrow.
And it's
it
amazing. Their cover
and their version is actually really good.
It is really, really
Man, what are you
good.
eating there?
Yes.
Food.
Yeah.
Food.
Wheat thins.
I know. I mean,
Oh no, sorry.
The
I'm
last
looking at
remnants of
Jay's
Thanksgiving.
box of meat.
Oh, dude.
It's
Ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and pumpkin
like
pie.
vegan
Nice.
ice cream
And beer. Thank you for beer.
Yes.
Are you guys still drinking the same Diablo or
diabolical.
Diabolical?
I'm about done with mine here.
I don't know what we're drinking anymore.
We've moved on to
Fairwinds.
My second brewery that I brewed at was Fairwinds. We're drinking their Highland Gale IPA.
Which is good. I like it.
It's actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you guys have a AC/DC song list by chance?
And if you don't, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, if you don't,
I mean, I didn't prepare one, but
No, it's fine.
But I mean, I'm 46 years old, so the first two AC/DC records for me are where it's at.
Go. What are they?
Full on, all the way.
For the actual first two releases.
Yeah, I mean, just
Yeah.
where it's at for me. That's where, as being a kid and
Yeah.
hearing everything about it, just
I'm
made
gonna
me want to
say-
be like.
Well, how many songs
10.
are we allowed?
10.
Oh,
Give-
Jesus Christ! How about
Hey, give us 5.
all right?
Give
Touch
us
too
whatever.
much.
Oh,
Girls Got
Mhm.
Rhythm.
Yep.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Rocker. Riff Raff.
yes.
If you want blood, you got it.
Got it.
Hold on, wait. Did you grab my list?
Maybe. I don't know.
Wait a minute.
I'll grab it.
Whoa.
I'll take Whole Lot of Rosie.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now, Andrew's like, what's going on?
Never heard it.
Yeah, we're like halfway done with the list already. What happened?
Rock and Roll Singer off a High Voltage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It's fucking great.
So, I take it you guys didn't make lists then?
No. That's okay.
Yeah, no. It'll make it shorter.
That's probably 5.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you can shout approvals.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
check out if you like.
You
Yeah.
doing this?
Let's do it.
Let's rock it.
All right, we can do it
Josh,
fast.
Number
All right,
10.
Number 10.
Number 10. I'm the oldest here, so I remember these
We'll
albums.
vote on who has the best list. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, all right,
yes.
I like it. And I'm the oldest here, so I remember when these albums actually came out.
We should do this kind of quickly, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
All right.
we want to
Not
just
wasting
like,
time.
since we're pressed for time, do we just want to each read our list 10 to 1 instead of going around?
It's fine. I mean, you want to
Yeah,
do
do
that?
That way they can vote more accurately.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah, rock it.
Whatever, yeah.
No, okay, that's fine. I'm down. I'll go first, obviously. People probably think I'm nuts, but my number 10 is Riff Raff.
You're
I know
crazy,
a lot of people
man.
think that should be higher. I know. Number 9, it's a long way to the top. If you want to rock and roll.
If.
Number 8, probably the biggest song on my list in terms of radio play for those about to
Number
rock.
8.
What?
Now come the deep tracks. If You Want Blood is my number 7.
Yes.
I don't know why this song gets
It
forgotten.
ought to be a law.
Yeah, exactly. And no, it's not If You Want Blood. It's If You Want Blood, You Got It.
That's
I
right.
remember there's a lot of
I
parentheses.
remember
in
I
music.
saw the cassette of that in the grocery store in Myers Thrifty Acres. You guys know what you know those places? Do you have those around there?
No.
Yeah, it was called Myers Thrifty Acres back in the
There's that show with
day.
Zsa Zsa Gabor on it.
And I remember seeing the cassette for If You Want Blood, You Got It. And I was just like, holy shit, look at that. He's got a guitar going through him.
Greatest cover ever.
Oh, one of my favorite live albums. It's so awesome. Bon Scott's just hanging on him, and it's just protruding. The SG is just protruding from his sternum, and then on the back, he's just laying face down, and the fucking neck is just sticking out his back.
That was awesome. Sorry, John, go on.
Not a problem. Number 6, which I don't believe people don't talk about this song more. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. For me,
Hell
it's
yeah.
an anthem almost when I was growing up.
Roll.
All right, this was already mentioned. Girls Got Rhythm is my number 5.
Girls Got
Fucking love that song.
Backseat Rhythm.
Fuck yeah.
Pocketball Rhythm. Number 4.
Pocketball.
Number 4, Sin City. I absolutely love that song.
Oh yeah.
Number 3, which has got the coolest, I believe, use of the word fuck in it at the beginning, Problem Child. For
Oh,
Dirty
dude,
Deeds.
yeah, absolutely.
So good.
My favorite song off of the live album, If You Want Blood, is where, Bon Scott says, "It's hot in here, rock and roll damnation."
Yeah.
And then my favorite song, which is actually a Brian Johnson song, it's off of Back in Black. When I first heard this, when I had the album, when it came out in my hands at 12 years old, Shoot the Thrill.
Shoot the
hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Thrill's
It's
awesome.
and it's one of the songs I thought that for years was forgotten off that album because of all the other, big
great.
mega hits off of it. So that's
It's
it.
one of the few albums. I think every single song off of Back in Black is a single of some sort.
In some form or another, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
How many albums can you
Yeah.
say that? Maybe the first Bad Company. Maybe the first Boston.
That's
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, how many albums can you say every single song gets radio play?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of which, so my list, because my list goes to 11, because all the lists go to 11.
Oh, I have honorable mentions, so I just want to save those.
I didn't have any
Is that
honorable
Temple
mentions.
Really 11.
By AC/DC.
If you guys happen to have time, we are recording on December 2nd, our year-end podcast.
Yes.
which is predominantly about our year-end list.
It's pretty much going to be the year-end list.
Yeah, you guys may want to tune in.
Maybe.
But drink a lot while you do it.
Yeah.
So my number 11, I don't have honorable mentions. Well, my number 11 is "Drink on Me," 1980.
I like it.
Back in Black.
All right, I think I will.
Yeah. So my real list, number 10, Back in Black, 1980, from Back in Black. Number 9. Number 9, Shoot the Thrill.
Yes.
1980, Back in Black. So 3 in a row right there from that album. Again, what we were just talking about. Number 8, Fire Your Guns from 1990, The Razor's Edge.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
I think that'd be the latest one we hear. I bet.
Yeah.
That is the latest one I have.
I mean, from all the
That is a
lists.
good song, now that I think about it.
It's a good song. I saw that the only time I saw AC/DC in concert, I was in high school and I went to that. The Razor's Edge tour. Number 7, Highway to Hell, 1979, Highway to Hell. Number 6, A Long Way to the Top.
Nice.
If you want to rock and roll, 1976 High Voltage album.
But if
Only if.
Just
Yeah.
if
only
you
if.
Number 5, Hell's Bells. Again, Back in Black. Number 4, Heat Seeker.
Man,
Blow
don't
Up
you
Your
even like
Video,
Bon Scott?
1980. Just shut the fuck up and wait.
He did say Highway to Hell.
He
Heat
has one
Seeker.
Bon Scott song.
I mean, I like it too. I'm just busting your balls.
Puffballs.
Will's gonna be the heat sinker of the.
Go.
Yeah, he is. He likes to focus on the gay area of AC/DC.
I learned it by watching you, okay?
Whoa.
Number 3, Let There Be Rock, 1977.
Oh, hey, Bon Scott.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, Let There Be Rock album.
Too.
Number 2, Girls Got Rhythm.
Yes.
1979, Highway to Hell. And number 1, reigning supreme champion of all large women, Whole Lot of Rosie.
Man, I really thought you were going to go Thunderstruck.
God, I love that song.
Unfortunately, I can't hear the rest of the list. I gotta go. But
Right on.
it was cool having me on here and having the rest of the guys on here. Thank you guys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you so much, Mike. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
I will catch you guys soon.
All right,
Yeah.
bye.
Do another list. All right, Mike. I'll see you too. Or I don't know if you'll be.
I've got time for one list, and
Okay.
I gotta go because
All
I
right.
am up at 3:45 in the morning.
We're not hurt. We're not hurt if you bail now, dude. You don't have to sit
No,
there.
I like one more.
You still like ACDC.
I love it.
Oh, man.
All right, Jay.
Everybody
All right.
but me.
I just decided it's impossible to do it, but I did 5 Bon and 5 Brian, which seemed like the easiest way to go here. So, Whole Lot of Rosie, which really is a great song. From Flick of the Switch, Nervous Shakedown.
Nervous Shakedown almost made my list, dude.
Number
Wait,
10.
wait. Sorry, Jay. Are you?
I'm the
Whole Lot of
opposite
Roses
of you
number
as well.
10?
'Cause- Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Nailed it. I did that on purpose because I was
Number
like, I bet
10?
that's Will's number 1. Nervous Shakedown from Flick of the Switch. It's a Long Way to the Top. If you want to rock and roll. Off of...
Can you say the numbers while you do this? You
I
just
can. So
rattle
that,
off.
that was to 10, 9, 8. So number 7 is from For Those About to Rock, Evil Walks.
Yes.
You know that one?
Oh,
Great
yeah.
song.
Awesome
I
song.
think you stole my
Number
original
6.
list.
I may have. Number 6 from either Dirty Deeds or Let There Be Rock, Problem Child.
Depending on the country you lived in.
It's better produced on Dirty Deeds too. For Those About to Rock from For Those About to Rock is my number 5. Number 4, I'm sorry to tell you guys, Girls Got Rhythm is the wrong song to choose from Highway to Hell. It's actually Walk All Over
Yes.
You.
That
Would be
was,
the correct-
oh, my God. I
correct
love you.
choice.
I agree. Fantastic.
It's an excellent song too.
It's like
Number-
slow and pissy and
Yeah.
And
And,
you
then,
feel like
and then,
you're-
but then it takes off like a rocket, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
and it's the only song where you actually feel like you're getting walked over when you're listening to it. So
Yeah, man.
I think Will was the only other one to choose this, and it was between this or Shoot the Thrill, but I think these are sister songs. My number 3 is Have a Drink on Me.
Yep.
which I believe is a dedication to Bon Scott, isn't it? When they wrote it.
Oh,
I thought it
probably.
was.
I assume
I
the whole
thought it
record
was.
is sort of dedicated. Oh, good question. Or good Yeah. Number 2, my favorite song from Power Ridge, which is probably my favorite overall record.
Yes.
Down Payment Blues. I just love that song, man.
Really?
I love Down Payment Blues, man.
It's a great album.
And number 1, it's almost, a cliche at this point, but Hell's Bells. That was the first thing you heard when they came back from Bon Scott and Dying, and it's a great song. Hell's Bells, number 1.
All right.
Cool.
You sticking around for just
Sure.
a couple more minutes? Okay, I will be quick.
All right, I'll wait.
Okay, and my number 10, nobody said this one, and I fucking love this song, Bedlam in Belgium, from Flick of the Switch, I believe it was. Number 9, Ride On. It's like the only thing close to a ballad that they ever did, and it's just fucking killer.
Wow. Right
It's
on.
good.
Number 8, Night Prowler.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
Richard Ramirez fan, I
I haven't
think.
mentioned that one yet. That's a good
Number
song.
7, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. Number 6, Live Wire.
Didn't you just say number
Oh.
6 was the last one?
No, that was number 7.
Number 6, Livewire. Wow.
Number 5, Problem Child. Seems to be a common one.
There you go.
Number 4, TNT.
Yep.
Oh, no one said that one
Yeah.
yet.
Number
Yeah.
3, For Those About to Rock. And my number 2 and my number 1 are both big songs, but they fucking mean so goddamn much. Number 2, Highway to Hell. Number 1, the very first song I ever heard from the band, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Done Dirt Cheap.
No one said that one yet.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old son, that's his favorite song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, it transcends, like,
Yeah.
because, like, I was probably that young or whatever when I heard it. And it's so
We are
great.
of a similar age.
Yeah.
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 And everybody loved just saying "Oi" at the beginning of the song. So
That's like saying oi.
yeah, Oi, Oi.
And when I first heard Dirty Deeds, I thought he was saying Dirty Deeds and the Dunder Jeep. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Dunder
let's-
Jeep?
But let's all be honest that the number 1 Metalheads podcast song is "Big Balls."
Oh, hell yeah. Because we've all got big balls. The biggest balls of all.
All right, man, go home, go to bed.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for support. But thank you for supporting us, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for making
Thanks for
good
spending
music.
such a long night with us.
yeah.
Hope to see you in DC.
Yeah.
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 Jason, please.
Yeah.
If you guys come, we're
Yep.
there.
It's
Yeah.
on the list. Yeah.
I will treat you
Guys.
right if you play the brewery.
Thanks for spending the time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to take off too.
Okay,
Yep.
guys.
Right.
Yeah, go for it, dude. Dude.
I'm done anyway. So.
Yeah.
Make sure to check them out.
Yeah, but
Pick up both the
take a
albums.
hike.
Temple of Void.
We
Yes.
took too much of your
Lords
time.
of
This is a long
Death.
show.
Thanks, guys,
That was
so
a lot
much,
of
man.
fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it
Talk
really
to you
was.
later.
Yep.
Take care, man.
Okay,
All right.
guys.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
next year. Thank you.
All right. We still have some honorables to do, perhaps, except for Will.
I do.
Sure.
I'd like-
I'll do
I'd like
I'll do
to know.
mine real quick. Mine, High Voltage. This is a song I'm surprised nobody mentioned. Hell Ain't a Bad Place to
Yeah.
Be. Touch Too Much. Hell's Bells. And here's a song, George, I'm surprised you didn't mention. Put the Finger on You.
Good one.
Anything off of For Those About to Rock could have been on my list.
Yeah, it's a great record.
And in fact,
Let's be honest.
half of it is on my honorables.
I mean, let's be honest. Man, they don't make a lot of bad songs.
Not really.
I mean, I don't like the late era stuff that much, but it's mostly because Brian just sounds so bad after like Fly on the Wall. His voice just sounds so.
He gargled on glass, and it just never worked out.
Yeah, though he did sound pretty good on the last one. He actually
Yeah.
sang it was not a great record, but he sounded pretty good
What's
on
the last one? Like something Train or something?
it. Rock and Roll Train, yeah. And I listened to it like once, so I have no sales pitch on it.
And all right, who's next? Will you have one?
I don't have any honorable
Okay.
mentions.
Mine is fast, but you'll probably won't be surprised by any of these. They're on most of your list. Ride On, Shoot to Thrill, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, Inject the Venom, Girls Got Rhythm, Night Prowler, What's Next to the Moon, which is one of my other favorite songs off Power Ridge, Rocker, which I think is just a great rocker. Overdose, and Hell Ain't a Bad Place
Hell
to Be.
yeah. I've got High Voltage, Walk All Over You, Night of the Long Knives. Come on.
Oh, that is a good
Evil
one. Yeah.
Walks,
Yeah, it is.
COD, Have a
Yeah.
Drink on Me, and If You Want Blood.
You
You
got,
got it.
You know, the interesting thing about all this, obviously we're doing this because of Malcolm Young's passing, but what most people didn't realize, they always associate Angus with the band. He's the guy.
Yep.
It was actually Malcolm that was the guy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Angus was
back-
the more visual, the more visible.
And he's going to be the lead guitarist, but Malcolm was always the guy that was the backbone writing.
He's the
music.
anchor.
He's the anchor. He was. So that's why it was such a big deal when I heard it. I was like, this sucks. That's a major guy for a lot of. They were one of my gateways. Without them and Van Halen.
Oh, me too.
They're not going to continue after this. I mean, they
my very first cassette. I had LPs, but my first purchased cassette was For Those About to Rock.
Yeah, I think I remember.
I had some of the Bond stuff on vinyl.
I think I remember my first 10 albums, and I looked and I laid like we all do. We lay our albums out and we look at them, and I think 5 of my first 10 were AC/DC albums. So
I remember my first 2 AC/DC albums, I think, were Dirty Deeds and For Those About to Rock, and I got them from, where did I get them in the 80s? Come on.
From the Sony Music
Columbia
Club.
Record and Tape Club.
Columbia Record.
Hell yeah. That was...
Man, you know where I went, George? Which I don't think anyone remembers, is Rainbow Records. That's where I went to get my albums early on, which was a major chain back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Don't know.
Camelot Records.
Yeah, Camelot, yeah.
I worked at a Camelot for a little while.
Record stores or strip clubs?
No, that would just be Camelot, and that club blows.
But yeah, so to be honest, I think a lot of my original influences. I mean, Black Sabbath also came from record and tape, Columbia Tape Club thing, because it was so cool. Nowadays you want an album, you just go download it. But back then it was like 10 records for a penny. Get out of here! It was like you could get a bunch of new music really fast, and you just couldn't normally do that on a.
Well,
you didn't get the cool packaging.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, some of them they came in the cool packaging. The other ones they came with the weird alternate packaging.
Yeah.
Wait, so John, Jay, and Jorah, all three, have you seen AC/DC live?
I have not, unfortunately.
Never seen them.
Never. And I honestly have not either.
I'm the only one. 1990 Razor's Edge tour. That's why I saw them live.
They would have been inaccessible to me until
it just never worked out
because
for me.
Where I lived, and then by the time I would have had access to them, I didn't care because I mean honestly, like I really lost interest from more or less the Fly on the Wall.
I can honestly say, I mean, it was 1990s Razor's Edge tour, but one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
then
I'm
sure. Talk about rock and roll. Like AC/DC, George Thorogood. Those two non-heavy metal shows that I've seen
nonstop
still are some of the best shows I've ever seen.
I saw Thorogood in 87, 88. And I was like, fuck, this guy.
Yeah, that's
for 2 hours doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I actually
that's exactly when I saw him. It was the late 80s.
I would really recommend to our older or younger people who listen to this show. I had mentioned it earlier tonight, which was there's this God, I don't even know the name of it. John, do you remember that there's an AC/DC quote-unquote concert movie? And it's them live in Paris with Bond from the Highway to Hell tour, but it's not called Highway to Hell or something. I don't remember what it's called. And it's, if you want to see what Angus Young was like when Angus Young was dominant on stage.
This is on a smaller stage, not some behemoth stadium stage. This is where he's got 30 feet to operate on for 2 hours or an hour and a half, whatever it is they do, and it just destroys it.
He looks like he's trying to kill himself. It's amazing, and Bond sounds great. It's just so good. But no, I never had the joy myself to see him.
Yeah. So, I think one of my 2 things about them I remember the most, which is really funny. There was an old Toyota commercial back in the 70s, early 80s, and the phrase "You got it" was in the commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was writing some notes to some friend of mine. I was like, "If you want blood, you've got it." Remember, I used to pass notes in school. The teacher's like, "What is that? What does that note say?" "You've got it." And somebody said to me out of the corner, "Is that Toyota commercial?" And I was just like, nobody fucking understands that. And then when Beavis and Butthead made their first appearance ever, it was, I think, at Donington. They put their images in the crowd. And they were just headbanging in the crowd at Donington, I think what it was. And I was like, who are these Beavis and Butthead? And AC/DC, I love it. So
they were great, man. Yeah. To be honest with you, I thought for at least 30 seconds of going to see him with the Axl Rose thing, just to see what it was like. But
well, to me, I wanted to see it just because it's history.
If Malcolm was there, I probably would have gone.
Yeah.
But even with Axl there, like that's a piece of rock and roll history.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard him sing the songs. He
The
sang the songs
singer,
really
the
well.
singer was super.
He does sound good singing. I mean, I'm not, and I'm not I don't like him personally, but
Yeah.
But here's the thing. In 10 years from now, when we're in our 70s and we're doing
John's
this
doing some math.
podcast,
I'll be close.
yeah, like when we're doing this podcast, like we'll be those guys like, oh, remember that time the Axl
Yeah.
It's true.
like, was the singer for like I wanted to go for the nostalgia, historical, not nostalgia, but the historical
You were there.
precedence of it.
Yeah, dude. Believe me, there's gonna be some kid who discovers AC/DC and Guns N' Roses separately 20 years from now, and when you tell him that tour happened, he's gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess it's hard for people for anyone who's younger, a lot younger than us, to realize when they hit the States, not Australia, but when they hit the States and Europe, they were huge.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, whoa, those guys drink, and they're partying, they're talking about girls, and they have this hard rock. And as kids, we were just like, I want everything I can possibly just ingest on this.
Yeah.
Dude,
I want to go meet Rosie.
Yeah.
The first tour in England, the punks went out because they thought they were a punk band because they were so high energy and just straight up rock and roll stuff, which is not, a compliment to punk. But they were really mistaken for a punk band for basically their whole first tour.
They just had a hell of a lot more talent than punk.
Of course.
And it's the simplest formula possible. If you think about it, there's a guy in front that sings, and Angus that just goes back and forth, left to right, headbanging. Everybody else stands back until the chorus, and then the bass and rhythm guitar step up to sing. Then they drop back,
Yeah.
and it's a formula across the board, and it's worked. And
Yeah. It's a foundational formula.
Some of our listeners may think they're not metal, but for us growing up, they were metal.
They were metal. Yeah.
So
they were.
All right. Well, this is the time in the episode where we would normally get into what we are listening to. But since we are neck deep in year-end lists,
listen next week to hear what we're listening
exactly.
to.
We don't want to play our hands too early by talking about what we're listening to right now, because it's pretty much just stuff to get our lists in order. So less than a week from now, we will be recording our year-end episode. So come back. We'll be doing our top 25 albums of 2017.
Wait, why are we only doing? I thought we were doing 40.
Fuck you. Yeah, our top 25 plus like another 25 honorable mentions in no particular order, as I guess the compromise. So I want to note that it hasn't happened yet, but I am anticipating that we're going to tack something on the end of this episode, because this coming Thursday, John and I and TR are going to see Devin Townsend in Baltimore.
Oh, awesome.
Frog nipples. Nerd alert.
So I'm going to guess that we're probably going to record something for that. If that's the case, then that's going to be tacked on the end here now. But for this episode, minus that, we will be wrapping up now. So before we go, make sure to check us out on SoundCloud and Facebook. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Stitcher. You can look us up individually on Bandcamp to see what we're listening to, what we're buying. And, get a hold of us if you want to comment or anything at all. Just get a hold of us.
We got to give a big shout out to the guys at Temple of Void.
Oh, for sure.
Just phenomenal dudes. Great interview. Thank you, Mike, Jason, Alex, Brent. I can't express enough appreciation, especially for me. I'm a huge Death Doom guy. These guys are just unbelievably talented, put out phenomenal records, and this is a true pleasure for me.
Yeah, I enjoy talking with them.
It was a good time.
Agreed. And it might make my list.
My list
will.
It will. It will.
I'm working on it now. It's a hard list.
I guess you'll find out soon.
How hard is it?
Find out soon enough.
All right. Until next time. See ya. Hello, this is George.
And this is John.
And it's the day after the Devin Townsend Project show at the Baltimore Soundstage in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes.
And we're going to do a quick postmortem.
Yes.
It was an interesting evening. We got there. We got in, John and I both parked in the Ram's Head Live parking garage using Parking Panda. Some of us with more success than others. John was smart and printed out his QR code to scan. I trusted in technology, and technology failed me. I went to open the app to scan the code, and only like a little sliver of it loaded. And I'm like cursing and yelling, and I had to hit the call button to get help. And some guy came out and he gave me a ticket, and he was like, just tell them you have Parking Panda and they'll let you out later. So I was like, all right. And we meet up at the Leinenkugel Beer Garden,
which is like a block away from the venue.
Yeah.
And so it's also the same area where Maryland Death Fest is for Ram's Head. So it's all within one block, all this stuff. So it's kind of nice to set up.
Yeah. And so we got settled, and we were shortly joined by Jeff and TR. And
George experienced something he's never experienced or hasn't in a very long time. George, do you care to say how you were I was dumbfounded, but you felt like you were a babe in the woods a little bit?
Yeah, these guys started whipping out the hardcore prog talk. And I was just like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, at Prog Power, I didn't have this issue. I knew all the bands ahead of time, and I did all my research. And I think it's probably Jeff's fault, because Jeff knows a lot of stuff, and it's not necessarily metal. And, you and TR kind of know what I know. And, I mean, you understand what I know. And so we just sort of talk about things.
My TR and I have a friend named Jeff, as George mentioned. He's pretty right. He's like a lot of us. Likes a lot of music, but he likes a lot of the same non-metal stuff that I like. So it can go to a whole different place, So
I'm sitting here listening to this, and I'm just like, I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm gonna get on my phone, and I'm sending group messages to Jay and Will and John, going, "Oh my God, these guys are talking prog nerds."
Yeah,
and John's like seeing these and going, "Hey."
Don't worry, I called you out for it. So
yeah, but I was just kidding. It was different to not know the stuff that people were talking about.
And then we realized that TR needs to be more metal educated.
Yes,
so
we need to
future endeavor.
Yeah, we want to try and get him into some harsh vocal bands. Although it sounds like he needs to get into some thrash too.
Which I'm surprised. I thought he would like some thrash already to begin with, since he grew up like the rest of us, during that period, because he's the same age as me. And I was a little surprised that he didn't like some of the thrash bands, or didn't have as much exposure to it. But, get ready. Here it comes.
Yep. He's going to be here tomorrow when we do our year-end episode, which this isn't even posting before the year-end episode happens, unless I post it tonight, in which case it'll go up on a Saturday, which is strange, but what the hell?
Well, yeah. I mean, it should be interesting. He's gonna see how we operate in person.
He's not gonna bring a list, but he's gonna sit in and watch, and we're gonna be joined by my friend Matt, who we were at Vakken together, and he also wrote an article on the website about Emperor.
And should say that we're all kind of interconnected on all different social media sites with him too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it'd be good.
I'm going to be happy to have him interact with you guys, because I think it's a good combo. So anyway, getting back to the post-mortem, we hung out in the Leinenkugel Beer Garden for a while, had some food, had some beers, and the first band was Bridges to Divide, I believe they were called.
I think so, yeah.
And we skipped it. The first two bands were local bands.
Yeah, and before you go any further about this, I think it should be noted that you had looked online at Setlist FM and had noticed that he had only played 8 songs on the first night of this leg of his tour.
Yeah, like North Carolina or something.
Yeah, we were disappointed because we were like, 8 songs, 40 minutes, what's going on here? But doing a little research, I found that he's actually on tour with Clutch and the Obsessed starting now. So I'm thinking that was the first night of the tour, and you saw the 8 songs, which was correct. So our show was a headline one-off or one-offs or whatever he's doing that he's throwing in. We happened to get the full show. So he had local support because we were both surprised by the local bands. Not that they were playing, but that, well, who are the other bands on the tour? Is there anybody else? And that's why. So we just happened to pick the night where we got the full show, and we were all happy for it. So
we got the full Devi. It's sort of like the full Monty, only like heavier, funnier, and really sexier, honestly.
And there was talk of Monty parts during the show for pretty much the whole evening.
I almost wanted to go buy that keychain at the end of that.
I think it's on his website, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to look.
So anyway, the first 2 bands were local. The first one was called Bridges to Divide, and we skipped them. I presumably largely on the fact that I listened to them on Bandcamp and said meh, and everybody was like, "Okay, good enough for me, more beer." And but we did make it over there to catch Dark Water Transit, and there was a lot of negativity floating around about them, myself included initially.
Yeah, I didn't dislike them. It's just
not really what I want to hear at a show.
No, and they were all over the map, and the moments where they were heavy were cool.
Mm-hmm.
The moments actually where they were kind of post-rockish were cool. The kind of, I wouldn't call it psychedelic, but venturing in that area were all cool. Put together, I was like, no, pick one. Don't, they had... how many times do you think we said amongst the 4 of us what different bands they were emulating on stage? Because there were a moment I leaned over and I said to Jeff and TR, I don't know if you heard me, I said, they're literally playing La Villa Strangiato by Rush right now. And then they would whip into some kind of like Fish, PHISH band, kind of little jam band stuff. And I was like, what's going on here?
And the Whole Lot of Love / what was...
Oh, On the Run by Pink Floyd from Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. And at least the last song or 2 was sort of like to me, kind of a prog drone, was I was thinking. And I called it prog flesh because he pointed out a guy that had a Godflesh shirt on. And I was like, it's kind of like Godflesh in that he's just playing the same, things over and over again at times, but not as heavy as Godflesh, not as industrial. It's a little more proggy than that. There were no vocals, I might add.
And no bass, although the one guitarist was, I guess, emulating a bass a little bit, but it was noticeable in some songs, and some songs it wasn't. I think at one point I leaned over to TR and I said, I hope you like our new direction tonight. If you don't know what that means, that's from Spinal Tap, when they do their Jazz Odyssey, when they completely dump the whole thing. And we were laughing over, like, this is kind of like Prog Odyssey, because it really was all over the map.
Yeah. So I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't say I was like, woohoo, awesome. It was respectable, I guess I'd say.
I'll be honest, I was more entertained than liking it, meaning it kept my interest until the very end, when I was like, okay, the last song has gone on long enough. I'm ready for Devin Townsend, and thanks for playing. Appreciate it. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. And we saw Kevin, a guy we know from a couple of MDFs. He's friends with Dan and Corey, formerly of the Nine Circles podcast. So we ran into him and talked to him for a bit. And apparently he knew the one guitar player, because they were talking, and he'd mentioned that he knew him. He worked with him or something.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was good seeing him.
Yeah.
We had a good talk with him. So.
But then it was Devi time.
Yes, it was. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm dreading just 8 songs. I'm like, oh God, what? Why only 8 songs? And
because they didn't come on until 10, which is unusually late for a headliner. I mean, 9 to 9:30 is kind of the standard, I think.
And it should have been with the bands that played, not taking any time away from them. But he probably should have went on 9:30. You think?
Yeah. So we're like, is this going to be a short set? We don't know what to expect. Is he just going to go from 10 to 11 and that's it? But it didn't turn out that way, as John already mentioned. It went to about 11:30-ish.
Yeah, I think he went on at 10:05, and I think he played roughly 90 minutes. And by the way, I was counting songs too.
I started to, but then I sort of like, wait, was that 4 or 5? And then I said, fuck it, I don't count it. It doesn't matter anymore. It is what it is.
Yeah. And then I leaned over and I said, I think it was song 10. I said, we got a longer show. We're good.
Yeah. And as usual, I didn't think the sound was all that super in soundstage, which, I expected going in. But despite that, he still sounded amazing. It's amazing, his voice and the way that he can play the guitar. And there's really nobody like Devin Townsend. There really isn't.
No, and you're right about the sound, because if you're like a fan of a band like Motorhead, you know about the wall of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've talked with Jay about this before, but when you're a fan, you can distinguish each song. You know what you're listening to.
Right.
Same with Devin Townsend. I think if you're not a fan of his, all you hear is the wall of sound, because he has a huge industrial wall. But once you become a fan of his, you can start to pick apart the pieces and then put them back together. And then you're right, you get to hear all this amazing things he does if you're a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. For a guy who's 45 and who used to screech, his clean vocals and still his harsh vocals, they sound great.
And he can go really high.
Oh God, can he go high?
Yeah. It's impressive.
And then he's got this kind of wild falsetto, when he becomes operatic, not operatic as in let's go to the opera, but like melodramatic operatic, if you know what I mean.
I see your T-shirt in the background there.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about the shirt real quick. So I was debating on shirts. The new shirts are kind of cool with the logo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the shirt that I liked, that George and I liked at first, was the black shirt, which had all the dates. I always like to get those. I think those are kind of cool.
Me too.
But then he had this kind of like charcoal gray shirt. And there's no dates in the back, but it's maybe the best back of a shirt I've ever seen, especially if you're a prog fan. It says, lower mid-tier prog metal. But literally, we all burst out laughing when we heard that.
Yeah.
Just because he's just making fun of himself big time.
Yeah.
Now, I know Will will probably love to see that shirt at some point.
Yeah.
It really was just funny that he really does make fun of himself constantly on stage and any time he talks. I think that's why I like him even more, is because he self-deprecates all the time.
Oh, yeah. He kept, he was like, I'm totally going to mess up this next song. And then he's like, okay, I didn't mess it up so much, but this next one, I'm really, what do you say? I'm really going to shit the bed and kick it out and continue.
And then, yes. And I should state that when the show started, it actually kind of started slow, and it didn't look like they were mailing it in, but it looked like they were stuck in like mud. They kind of just started out slow, and he was kind of into it. His vocals were good. It's just he wasn't enunciating how he does.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got a few songs in, and then they started delving into some of the older material, and then all of a sudden, like the light switch just turned on. Again, it wasn't bad. It was still very good. He just seemed to be kind of like they were feeling the motions. And I think when they got to Deadhead, I mean, he just like the floodgates opened, and it was full on Devin Townsend, the madman, as I like to say. He's not mad, obviously. I just like to say it because he does go a little nuts on stage.
Oh, yeah. I like how he'd just be like the hands on either side, like cupped, and he'd just be like lifting them like, yeah. And of course the crowd just goes wild. And
I should say, I don't know if you've seen him with me now a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Prog Power being a really big show, but I don't know if you noticed, but it was kind of a festive crowd. He got a pretty good crowd for a Thursday night in Baltimore,
mm-hmm.
With no. There were local support, and sometimes you think, oh, well, a bunch of people come for the local support, then they'll split. A lot of the crowd stayed. I mean, it was a good size. I don't know if it was sold out, but it was, I would say, like 85% full, 90% full.
Yeah,
I guess
it wasn't. We weren't sandwiched in there, but there wasn't really much open room either.
No, there was a little bit by the soundboard, which I was surprised. Usually, people like to stand there for the protection, but it was a festive crowd. I mean, there were people. There were a lot. I could hear people singing more there than I could for bigger bands.
Yeah.
When I see them, which was kind of cool.
A lot of singing, a lot of, not a lot, but a fair amount of looked like pit action up front.
Yeah, there was a lot of headbanging, and a lot of the headbanging were from old farts like myself. I woke up this morning, I was like, why is my back sore today? Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit, I was kind of headbanging last night.
And then when he did Bad Devil, everybody was like, I don't know dancing enough to know what it was, but it was like sort of an old-timey kind of, like a shuffle or something. I don't know. It was, people were getting down with them with their bad selves.
I mean, there was that group next to us. There was those three guys and that one girl, and they were all like interlocked arm-wise, and they were literally just all bouncing up and down and headbanging together and singing. And I was like, this is actually it was a cool setting. You know, again, if you're a fan of his and you get the whole shtick on stage, to add the crowd participation makes it even more fun. Mm-hmm. At least for me, it does. So,
and he was saying that one of the songs was going to be about testicles, but he got it wrong. I believe March of the Poozers is the one he was referring to, but that didn't come for another couple of songs. And he was talking about, this is what we were mentioning earlier, he was talking about the keychain out at the merch booth, which is like apparently a pair of testicles. And he riffed on that quite a bit.
Yeah, and it kept getting more and more after he brought it up, which was kind of funny. It was the show became bigger and bigger as it went on.
Yeah,
you know, and you're right. So the testicles became bigger and bigger as it went on.
He's like, it's not really a pair of testicles. In case you're worried about it, it's actually a very small
gerbil.
Gerbil. And then, and he's just talking, and then as the music kicks back into high gear, he's like, with really big testicles.
Yeah. He also did something else on the song that he said that he was really going to fuck up bad. Mm-hmm. And I know TR would kind of look like, what is he doing? He actually stopped playing guitar during his guitar solo, and he hummed the guitar solo. Yeah, he was like dun 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 like that.
String change.
Yeah,
different fret.
It was
literally
really
saying
funny.
These things.
And I know some people might get annoyed by that, but I thought it was really funny because he said, "Well, I'm gonna fuck it up anyway, so I might as well just not play it."
Yeah. So yeah, it was good.
And the set list, I think we all talked about, but I was really happy with the set list because while there were some regular standards that he plays a lot in there, like Super Crush and Kingdom and Truth, he pulled out some songs I haven't heard in a long time, including one song I'd never heard before. He pulled out Canada from Terria, which I was really happy that he did that. That was very cool.
I that might have been the one. I wanted to ask you about it. He started to play a song, and next to me, you were like, "Oh!" Like somebody had just goosed you. Like, what the? And I think that might have been that song. You were just shocked.
Because Jeff, I think, tapped me on the shoulder and he says, "What is this?" And I said, "He's playing Canada off of Terra." And his eyes just like opened up like twice the size. He's like, "Get out of here." And I was like, "Yeah, he just said he's playing Canada." So very surprised. And I don't know if you noticed this, maybe you didn't, but I picked up on it. He played 3 songs in the show that he's covered. So he was covering himself. Mm-hmm. So the songs Truth, Hyperdrive, and Kingdom were all recorded previously that he's redone them over the course of the last couple albums, which is kind of funny, I thought. And with those songs, he's added and Annika Van Giersbergen's vocals on them. But I thought it was because people would think that like the song Truth is off his last album Transcendence, but it's actually a really old song from Infinity back in the 90s.
Right.
So I kind of like that he still plays those songs because Hyperdrive is another one he does. But when he does his version, he does the Ziltoid version, which is the original version. When he plays with Annika, he does the version from the album Addicted. So just something I noticed, that's all.
Interesting stuff. I've got all of his various albums now, and I've started listening to them, but there's so much stuff that I just have not gotten as familiar with all of it as I probably should have by now, because I tend to go, I want to listen to the one I know, and so I put on Transcendence or one of the more recent ones, and every once in a while I go back and I throw on one of the older albums and start listening to it. And I've liked everything that I've heard. To be perfectly honest, the guy can seemingly do no wrong at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I think you might agree with this. I think what I like about his catalog is you don't have to like everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much, and he goes in a lot of, even though it may all sound the same, he goes in so many different directions with each album.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, because I'm looking at I have my player up. I use a thing called Music Bee for my collection. I have 25 albums in there of his right now that I'm showing. Some of these I'm like, they're okay. And I don't feel bad that I don't like an album, but I mean, there's just so much material that he puts out. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, because there's really nothing that I've heard that I'm like, I don't really like that. I mean, it's varying degrees of that's awesome or that's at least kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way driving home last night, I talked to Jay because, when it's after midnight and you're driving, who can you call? The guy on the West Coast that's still early. So I was talking to Jay on the way home, and I said, Devin could sing the phone book, and I would find that very interesting because not only would it be beautiful, it would be creative, and it would probably be damn funny.
Yeah, there'd be some weird, crazy thing he'd bring up that would be completely inappropriate because he made reference that last night that he says a lot of inappropriate things, and it would all be done in such a operatic falsetto voice that you would say, wow, that's really cool.
Who is Thomas Flatbottomus, and
Exactly.
and just totally go off on this. And so, yeah, he's just so not like anybody else. As I said, he's so original in his character and charisma, and just the style he plays is, nothing else really sounds like that particularly. I mean, maybe that's just my lack of progness speaking, but to me, it's pretty original.
Yeah, and while he's lumped in prog metal now, I mean, early on he was all industrial metal, especially if you're into Strapping Young Lad. That's just full on.
Yeah,
the early stuff is just full on industrial metal.
I really wanted to listen to some of that on the way home. I was like, I really want to go back and hear the heavy stuff. But I forgot my iPhone adapter, and so I had to listen to the radio. I couldn't do that. So
yeah. I mean, anytime you want that, you just throw on City or Alien, and it's just speaker explosion.
Yeah. So that's my first. What are you gonna do after the Super Bowl? I'm gonna listen to Strapping Young Lad after our year end, and then it's like Christmas music and classic rock for the rest of the year because I'm gonna be tapped.
Now, also, you can listen to Physicist, one of his early albums, solo albums, which is the closest thing he's done to Strapping, which is the song Kingdom, which he put on the album Epic Cloud, is actually from Physicist back in 2000. So he re-recorded that. But it's got the same kind of feel on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent. So anything more on the show itself?
No, I mean, it ended up, despite, I know probably everyone gets tired of hearing this, but, driving to Baltimore is just a real pain in the ass, even though it's only 50 miles away. But despite all that, it was good to hang out. And it was nice that the place, the Leinenkugel Garden, whatever, wasn't that crowded. But it started to pick up, but it never felt like it was becoming, unbearable with people screaming and yelling. So we hung out. We only had to walk a block to the venue. We walked right in.
Yep.
Got a good place to stand.
I was a little concerned about the fact that there was literally no security. We just walked up, got a wristband, and walked in, and they scanned our ticket, and we walked in. I could have had 12 guns in my pants, and nobody checked that shit at all. In Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little disconcerting, but...
and then you look at the crowd, and it really was just a total prog nerd crowd. I mean, it was. But yeah, I agree. I mean, you would think there would be more. So
yeah. So then we get out of the show and head back to the parking garage, and I have to tell the guy, "Hey, I need to get out. My code doesn't work," and they completely changed companies between when I parked and when I needed to leave. one company gave possession of this garage to another company. So the guy's like, yeah, we've been just charging people a flat rate of $10. I'm like, well, I already frickin' paid. You know, I'm not going to pay again just because from the time that I parked, it's now a different company.
I don't understand. I still don't know what that means.
A management company took over. Like, so company A was running this garage up until 9 p.m. At 9 p.m., it switched hands to company B, who was like, well, you didn't pay us. And I'm like, and I'm not gonna.
That's really strange.
And so maybe you were behind me, so you probably saw the guy go and walk into the office and converse with somebody, and then they just like lifted the gate and let me out. And I'm like, damn straight.
I think I heard the guy yell, "Is that a Panda parking?"
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, let him out then. Yeah. It's weird. Although when we were there earlier, it was pretty dead in the power plant. And when we left, there's, I guess, some like club, quote unquote, there.
Yeah, I wanted to look and see what was going on there, because the whole time you had your back to the window in Leinenkugel, and I was facing the window, and the whole time we're in there, I noted it was like women, like 99% women just going by in groups of like 4 and 5 and going up the stairs to presumably if it's the country bar that's still up there next to Angel's Rock Bar, which I don't even know if that's still there.
Yeah, I saw the Angel's Rock on the banner right there. So yeah, I'm assuming it's still there.
But presumably they were at the country bar, because when I was in there, that was like all women, where all the guys are in the Angel's Rock Bar. But yeah, I was curious to what it was, because it was just this constant stream of them, yet they all went upstairs and disappeared. And then when we got out, it was like the Beatles had just arrived in America. There's just screaming girls everywhere. And I was like, we were like, what the? Like they were just getting out of something.
It was really loud.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on there. It's weird because like the downstairs open air bar, I've never, as many times we've been there, I've never seen them use it. Just people kind of hang out and stand in that open area, but there's never, the bar's never open.
Yeah. So then on the drive back, I got a little bit of adrenaline. There was an accident on, I guess it was 95. I think you come on 395 to 95, and I was waiting to get on 695. And I'm like looking at my phone to look at the map to make sure. I'm like, okay, I got to go here and go there. And I look up as I'm driving through debris. I'm like, the planet ain't here, kid. It's just a bunch of space rubble. And I'm like, it's like the highway just suddenly went like a dirt road, because I was just like hitting all this stuff, and I look up and there's a car stopped in my lane, like kind of skewed a little bit. I think it happened so fast, so I'm probably making half of this up, but I swear there was a car in front of me and a car in the right lane, a little further up, and I had to like swerve around the one car, doing like 60, and then swerve out of the way so I don't hit the other car, and then try to miss somebody that's coming over, all while like just going through all this like chunks of car parts. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where we were in terms of location on the 95. I happened to see a bunch of lights all in one spot, and it didn't look like they were moving. The taillights were getting bigger, and I then noticed like a car just limping off to the side, kind of like just slowly moving over. And then I realized, oh shit, there's an accident that literally is just happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the mistake of going through between the two cars as opposed to going around on the left side, because I went through the debris too. And I was worried because I went over a huge chunk of fender that was in the middle of 95. And when I passed the car, and I think I went over like 5 miles. I mean, I went over real slow, but the only reason I was able to do that is because I noticed it down. It was like, I don't know if it was a quarter. I don't think it was a quarter mile, but it was close to that when I saw the lights. If it wasn't for that, I would have just blazed right through that thing like you. Yeah, because it happened that fast.
I'm trying to figure out. You went a different way to get on than I did. I turned left at Light Street.
No, yeah.
Something
See,
like
so
that?
you went down along Inner Harbor and came back up. So I went down to the street that you turn on by the stadium. Not that this makes any difference to anybody. That leads you out
Conway,
not Conway.
Conway.
On the 395.
Yeah.
I went down to that and made a left onto that, and so then you just go straight right by the stadium. So
you were either right behind me or right in front of me.
Yeah, and I hit every light, so I think I probably was just before you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got past you, so I may have literally just been a second or two behind the accident when it happened, because I did see the one car move off to the side of the road, and people were slamming on their brakes to try to get around it. So
yeah, I never even touched my brake pedal. It happens, you look up and you're like, oh fuck, and you just. It was like I told my wife it was like highway slaloming. I'm just like left, right, don't hit anything.
Yeah, it was crazy. It really was.
And I would almost suspect that somebody out there is going, "Did you get the plate of that crazy asshole that barreled through the accident scene?"
Yeah, hopefully I don't think anyone got hurt. Didn't look like it. Then again, I don't know, because the one car was sitting literally in the middle of 95, which if you're not if you don't live anywhere on the East Coast, 95 is probably the busiest interstate, I would say, in the country, and especially between
Baltimore and DC.
Baltimore and DC is just so rough, and I hopefully nobody plowed through that and caused any more damage. This is pretty bad.
Yeah. So that woke me up. I was a little tired, and then like I said, I called Jay and I told him about it and talked about the show a bit. But
yeah,
and I was again, it happened so fast. I didn't really get a look at the vehicles, and so I was like, oh God, I hope that wasn't John.
No, yeah. When you sent the text, I thought, oh, George is checking to see, because I didn't know which way you went. I didn't know how you were leaving the city, so I didn't know you were going that way. So I don't like to text and drive personally. I don't like.
I dictated it, so.
Yeah, and I have to do that. So the reason I didn't respond was because I was in the midst of a huge group of trucks for a long time that were all navigating with each other. I just got caught in this big group, and I just put the phone down. I said, "This is too late. I just saw an accident. I'm not even touching that thing."
Yeah.
Which I don't like to do anyway. So
exactly.
See, so you listen to us, go to a show, Devin Townsend, and you get to hear all the stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah, it's the little details of things that make things interesting. I think that's why I include this stuff. Some people give me crap because we go on too long or we talk about things that aren't music, but it's all part of the package. So.
Well, yeah, it is. It is when you see Devin Townsend, because it always seems like there's something extra.
Yeah.
So
there you go. All right.
Yeah. Other than that, great show.
Yeah, great show. Definitely. Like I said, usually I've got so much hype leading up to a show. I'm listening to stuff by the band, and then you see the band, and you leave the show, and you're like, I'm going to put on something completely different. It's one of those rare times when I wanted to hear more, and I was disappointed that I didn't have my attachments so that I could play some stuff in the car. So.
Well, after tomorrow, you can overdose all you want.
Yep. Today is all about listening to my list. I'm listening to my number one just to make sure that it is, in fact, my number one. And I've completed we're doing a top 5 album cover artwork as well. I completed that list this morning. So
okay, so you were saying it was going to be this monumental task for you, and I'm assuming it wasn't that bad.
Well, I decided that I was using my my list and honorable mentions as the pool from which I was choosing.
Okay.
Because otherwise, there's no way in one day that I could check out album art for all the albums that came out this year and make a reasonable decision. So I just went through the ones that were, the 50 plus albums that are between my list and the honorable mentions, and some of them I knew right away. I'm like, yeah, I know that one. I don't like that one. That's boring, or there's nothing on it. And we all sort of had a number one in mind, and there was another one that I knew off the top of my head. I was like, oh, definitely that one. And so then I just had to come up with 3 more that I was like, yeah, these are really cool.
So I use basically any album in my collection, and then a couple ones I kept in mind that were not in my collection, but I'm positive we may hear somebody talking about them tomorrow. So I limited to that, but that's still a couple over 100 albums. But it made it easier than worrying about stuff that I didn't buy and I missed during the year. I just didn't even care at that point. What's the point?
I'm not that much of an art, appreciator to go that deep into it.
I definitely am.
Yeah.
So, but at some point, you're right. Where do you stop? Where do you say, okay, this works. I'll just work from this pool, because it could be too much.
Yeah.
So, but as we're talking, because I haven't done mine yet, I have one. And as we're talking, I've already got 3 that I'm dead set on. Just literally, I'll be done with this in about 2 minutes.
Right on.
Make that 4.
There you go. We put a lot of thought into these lists.
Hey, trust me, these are badass album covers. So
yeah, I really like all of mine for various reasons. One of them isn't. Well, I shouldn't say much about it, but it's detailed but different from typical art. So,
well, as people will hear coming up soon from our last podcast, we were talking about an album cover and where it came from originally. And I'm a big fan of an image portraying what you're either reading or listening to, and or for that matter, billboard art for movies can sell you so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see so much in just one image. And so I was always a big fan of that.
In fact, one of my 5 is laid out as if it were a movie poster.
Yeah, I love that stuff. So it's I'm thinking I'm done.
All right.
I think I have honorable mentions now.
Oh no, I'm not going there. I think we'll probably open with that.
I was going to suggest that.
Yeah.
We all talk later.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up now and send you packing until the next episode.
Yep.
See you later.
Sounds good. Later.